Howdy folks, it's Johan, your favorite little ink blob. I always feel weird doing the intro when the music's going, but I wanted to show that I was actually queuing up a whole new game. Today we're going to be doing a little more Jump King, which I know we haven't done in a while. We will sacrifice the crown. Yes. So yeah, words. Sorry about taking so long. We're going to do some Jump King today because Jump King is a fantastic sort of chill time, which is, I think, what I am looking for right now. We may do a little Outer Wilds later on, but no promises. We're gonna chill and we're gonna make the most of what we've got for the rest of today. Well, that was chaotic. Yes, it was. Welcome in, Pug. How's it going? Ugh. God, it's been so long. I had a real hankering for Jump King, honestly, because watching Dr. Rick yesterday, I was just like, man, I kind of missed that. Whoa, there we go. But yes, I am here now. Oh, yo, White Raven? Intriguing. I had two of the streams open, apparently. It just started hearing a bunch of sounds overlapping. Oh, God. You get wonderful Johan sing-song intro plus doubly overlapped Jump King. Damn, that's a lot. Welcome in, Robert. How's it going? That would be a lot for anyone's ears. Didn't hear the song? Oh, that's... Phew. That one's good for you, Robert. Your ears are spared. Okay. This is pretty. I'm big fan of the little... Is that meant to be a fairy or a really stationary dragonfly? Either way, super gorgeous. What? Oh, see, left key still having a couple of issues, but we'll make it work. Okay, let's try to see if we could like jump into it, say hi, but I guess not. Whoop! There we go. Yeah, no, it's I always kind of enjoy, even if it is sometimes super overstimulating, when you get just like horrible technology, or horrible things that technology can do, like, you know, picture-in-picture of if you record something, if you record your screen where you're watching the screen recording, things like that, where you get sort of similar to the infinite mirrors and whatnot. I don't know, those always amuse me, even if they are unpleasant to experience. Ah. Oh, that was... I need to regain some of my senses. Hey! Yo, Diamond Raid! Woo! Welcome in, Diamond and Tim. How's it going? Especially when you don't expect it to happen. Yes, the just like surprise, but also it's a little fun to see. But yeah, it was cool. Thank you, Diamond, for streaming some of the art. Art streams are neat. Hey, and also welcome in, Essie. How is everybody doing? We're doing some New Babe Plus because that seems nice and chill, and watching Dr. Rick yesterday gave me just a strong hankering. Art streams are neat. I should do another one. I need to work on my art a little bit more to feel comfortable, because it's like I get focused on doing the art, and then I feel like I'm not talking, and then I get really anxious about the fact that I'm not talking. So it's good to see other people with the bravery to do it. Can we? No, we cannot go just a little way, apparently. This is fine. And I saw you sent me a little bit of one of the projects you're currently working on, and that it looks super neat. I'm just the sort of very like geometric patterny style you do is so cool. That seems like the type of thing where if I thought that I could actually come up with a pattern, I would love to just zone out doing that for hours. Ah yes, baballs. Highly what we're talking about. Screen shared chess 2 in a VC? No, I did see that you were doing that. I did not hop in, but that's... I'm glad that y'all y'all are capable of entertaining yourselves. Which is good. Is that more right now? Diamond pot and other thing? Oh, sweet. Awesome. Complete silence. Hello, folks. Yo, oh god, with the double. Oh god. Yep, that would be. Sound of nightmares. But here, let's real quick. Would love to take a boom, boom, boom. Oh my god. Me spilled. The look of distress. Oh, that's... This is very cute. This is very cute and an oh no. If I said Mr. Bill, oh no, would anyone know what I'm talking about? Or is that just a me thing? I'm gonna sound crazy. True, Chess 2 is about advanced battles. Oh my god, Chess Battle Advanced? No clue? Oh, it was a bit on Saturday Night Live, SNL. It was this little, hold on, Mr. Bill. Not Mr. Bill's. What? What the hell? Mr. Bill's Pizza is what it wanted. Oh my god, he has a Wikipedia page! I feel like you've heard that, but no clue. Oh yeah! Well, see, yeah, he sort of opposite of the Kool-Aid Man. Game was working wrong because you accidentally put bombs in a piece. Oh, dear god. Suddenly Stratego. Yeah, Mr. Bill! Oh no! Wiki Race, yeah! But no, it's oh, it's a rubber Mr. Bill doll, but no, it was like a little claymation thing, and he gets into horrible positions where violence is done to the little horrible violence done to the little clay thing. So like he's learning karate and they've got a whole bunch of kids at a karate dojo and they like kick his face that splats against the window and it's oh no. Mr. Bill brings back good nostalgia. Mr. Bill to toilet paper orientation? I'll race you. If genuinely, if you wanna. Let's go. Mr. Bill to Jump King? Oh god. But yeah, I'm down for Mr. Bill to toilet paper orientation. I don't even know how I'd get there, but everyone want to do that? All right, awesome. That sounds familiar. I'm glad. I highly recommend watching a couple. They're usually like 2 or 3 minutes. But yeah, Mr. Bill. So do we want to go Mr. Bill to toilet paper orientation or Jump King? I'm kind of feeling the toilet paper orientation, and then maybe toilet paper orientation to Jump King. You ready? So I'm gonna say let's go to toilet paper orientation. I don't how in the world are we going to link to that? And then from there to Jump King? Sound like a plan? Me and Trico tried Caterpillar to Balloons Tower Defense. It was deemed impossible. Oh, well, I did look up the IKEA pencil on a Finder. It might be. We'll try though. I looked up IKEA pencil on a Finder finally. Yeah, the only way to get there is in the sea also, which is tough. Yeah, I'm not even done with climbing, going right into Jump King. I know. I do want to keep up with climbing, but I'm just like I watched Dr. Rick do it, do Jump King, so I had that urge. But we're doing Wiki Races. True facts. But okay. So, Wiki Race. So from Mr. Bill to toilet paper orientation, if we can swing it, and then from there to Jump King. I'm gonna count us down. Anyone is welcome to join in. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, awesome Pug. And Sade's Y2 Nobo. So how the hell are we gonna do this? I don't even have a plan. Toilet paper orientation, what is that going to be? What is that going to be linked to? So okay, let's get big with like SNL. Like I wonder they're not gonna mention some sort of particular skit. I can't think of a particular skit. So we just want to get to like get to the highway of countries probably. Because that's geography is always a good way because then you can like drill down from there. So I love that American isn't highlighted. Oh my god, George Carlin. No, don't get distracted. I love George Carlin, but this is not the time. Okay, here, like NBC should have. I love that it doesn't highlight American. Or you, oh my god, really? I'm flailing. No, that would be offsite. State? Okay, hey, okay, so United States, Alabama, United States. There we go. Okay. So from here, oh, maybe we can get to. You got to Johannes Gutenberg. Ayo! There was a US link on the NBC page. Ah, darn, missed it. I believe you though. Because oftentimes it will do it like lower down, and sometimes they don't go far enough. But okay. The thing is, Johannes Gutenberg might not be bad because then like printing, perhaps. Economy. Maybe we can get to something that's like paper. You got it? Nice, Pug. You got to toilet paper orientate? How? Oh, please regale us. Paper was your route? That's kind of what I figured. Is there a site that lets you do that? That does links? Yeah. Um, got to the paper page. Yeah, I was thinking like US dollar I can probably get to from there, but where do you go from paper? I'm so fascinated. But yeah, there's or if you're asking about like Wikipedia speedrun generator, you've got that, and then there's also similar ones where you can look up some of the nodes. Um, yeah, I'm really curious to hear this out. I'm gonna keep going a little bit while we're waiting to hear, but so Pug won that. Very nice. Um, Banknotes will probably have paper. No, really? Huh. Caterpillar to Bloons tower defense? Um, wait, does this actually I must just be skipping over it. It should say paper somewhere. Mr. Bill, limited animation. Okay, traditional animation, drawing paper, toilet paper, is that hold on. So I'm skipping ahead to toilet paper. Does it actually just uh we're currently hey, welcome in Yokai. I know it's been a bit. We're doing some New Babe Plus, but we're currently doing some Wikipedia speed runs, so apologies. um so that's you were so yeah, Tim was close. Where the hell is wait, hold on. So I'm searching the page. Oh my god! Under installation orientation, main article. Oh my god! Good job, Puck. That's oh, oh my god, you do win. Also, I love it's got its own article about hotel toilet paper folding, the sacred point. Oh wait, does it please tell me it's got in popular culture? It doesn't have in popular culture? Does it not have motel it doesn't have Motel of the Mysteries. That's sad. The fact that it's a main article is crazy. Isn't it though? But that's kind of the joy of it. That it's enough of a thing. What is that? Motel of the Mysteries. Oh my god, does it not hold up. Hold up. Motel of the Mysteries. It's this lovely book that it's a fake archaeological like notebook about excavating a motel that's been buried by the just too much junk mail. Um and so they're finding things, and among that they find that in all of the rooms where there's toilet paper there's a there's it's folded in the sacred point, and obviously there's an altar to some sort of portal that's the television. Make a wiki page. Maybe at some point, but I don't know if it should actually qualify. This feels like something Meow Wolf would make a real location. The ones who made Omega, yeah, that kind of absurdist humor, absolutely. It genuinely, it's really good. We actually have a print copy on my bookshelf. It's I genuinely is it some amazing piece of writing? No. Is it really funny? Yeah. So highly recommend it if you ever have a chance can check it out or something. Um, Will I ever play chess 2? I'm not gonna say I'll never play it, but I'm not raring to go on it. So yeah, I'm down for one more of these, and then we'll get back to the jumping. But I'm down for Caterpillar. to I kind of almost want like Caterpillar rather than to Bloons Tower Defense. I wonder. Hold up. Actually, first let's check. Is there a Jump King page? There is. I think Caterpillar to Jump King. If folks are down, um, I think it's still going to be an interestingly tough one. Caterpillar to Jump King. Yeah. Okay. We'll do that, and then we will get back to finding the babe. Caterpillar to Jump King. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's going to be some connection. I wonder through Pokemon, but we'll have to see. Because I don't know. I'm not sure how to get to Jump King in particular. Should be a fun one. Caterpillars are the larval stage of members of the order Lepidoptera, the insect order. Oh my god, that reminds me. This morning, I woke up, I need to use the restroom, and right as I'm getting ready to do my business, moth flies at my face. Not what you want. Got to general video games after like 100 clicks. Yeah, and that's like, and I'm sure you can do that, but then it's like, I know they've got some long lists of them, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure Jump King will be on that list, so we'll have to see. We'll see the strat. Moth attack, yes, it was like Mothra. Robert to the word funny. Is there even a page for funny? There's humor. But no, we'll do this one. This will be last wiki speedrun of this batch. Um, but no, I think I've mentioned I have a genuine problem with insects liking insects love to cuddle me when I am not fully clothed. And I don't have anything in particular against insects, but I generally speaking do not want to touch them with my bare skin, let alone for them to be touching me in places that other humans have not touched me. Mosquito hawks are the worst offenders, but yeah. So let me know when folks are queued up. I'm reading it because my brain is like, ooh, read the thing, but I'm also trying not to focus too much. Tim's ready? All right. So Caterpillar to Jump King in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So what is going to be in popular culture maybe? In the Old Testament of the Bible, caterpillars were feared as pests. Okay, great, cool. Interesting. Okay. Sure, let's get into like general media. Adventures in Wonderland, children's novel. Oh, I should have gone literary, but okay. Picture books, uh, comics, sure. Cartooning, illustration, no photo comics. Trying to get more general. Okay. Oh, hey, Tankabon. Oh, webcomics probably would have been good. Manga. Uh, New Tower. Yes, we're going to be climbing New Babe Plus. We're trying to get to Jump King through Wikipedia links. I don't know why you're pink. Uh-oh, no, avoid the hentai, but problem is that would actually possibly might be a really good way to get to games. um okay, Amazon, sure. Microsoft. Okay, this should be good. Xbox. Yeah. Um so okay, I wonder maybe just like game studios, video game publisher. Is there going to be a list of them maybe? Publishers. List of video game publishers. So I assume oh, or is Nexile a publisher or are they the development studio? That might be a problem. Yeah, they're not being listed. Okay. Oh, I don't know a whole lot about Jump King's development. Hmm. Oh, hey, I saw TSR for a moment. That's kind of cool. So yeah, no, not see also. Video game publisher. Okay, developers. Haha. Oh, this is talking about it, like an individual developer. Uh, Nintendo, second party, third party. Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go back to game studios. Maybe we can get to like development studios. I am heartened that no one else has been saying got it yet, so we've got a chance. Because yeah, getting to like a specific game, because I'm trying to think if there's like a huge cultural relevance to Jump King that we could work from, but I'm not thinking of it. Okay, so these seem more like, yeah, video game developers. Okay. I see that Kappa face. I feel like you didn't get it. Um Yas, Robert. You have a good idea for one? Well, put it we should maybe we should make a this is the last one for right now, but we should maybe make a list similar to like the video game ones. Poodle Moth? Yes, I do. Video game development? Maybe, just in general. Development, software development process, independent development. Want a list of development studios. But maybe that's just really wrong. Maybe just go to games. Maybe that's the plan. Yeah, doesn't seem like we're getting a development list. So video game. There can't I Wikipedia can't just have a list of video games. They wouldn't do that, would they? Um, okay. Computer PC game. Hollow Knight to Venezuelan Poodle Moth. Could be cute. Go through the radiance. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. You're on platform games, so you feel close? That does seem close, because that would be a good recent example. We believe in you. Wait, no, I mean, I believe in me. Uh, I think you've got this. Oh, hey, types of gaming. There. Oh, wait, no, that's platforms. LAN parties. Okay. Oh, list of PC games, but that's C also, which we try to avoid. Video game controversies. Dear God. Um. Okay. So yeah, maybe something genre. Or no, Windows is going to get us off track. Maybe micro chess? Space Invaders. Sure, let's go with that. Shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em up. Okay. Chess Battle Advanced. I don't think there's going to be an entry there. No consensus as to which design elements compose a shoot 'em up. Fair enough. A shmup. Uh, Scrolling shooters. Ooh, that might be able to get to like platforms. Because would Oh, okay. Cuphead has some platforming, right? Run and gun. Battle chess? Okay. Perhaps. Oh, wait, what? Oh, no. Come on. So run and gun is another one for shoot 'em up. Okay. Uh, uh Role-playing weapon mausoleum. Um Hey, you can play craps. Awesome. Okay, so no, this is not. So we'll go back to run and gun. Platform games. Shooting games existed before. Okay, fair enough. True. Maybe we can just get like genres. No, that's all the way down to hmm. Wait. Video game genre. Oh, subgenre. There we go. That helps probably. List of video game genres. Uh Action, platform game. Okay, catching up a little. Platform game. Okay. So let's go down. Is there like in popular culture? It's like, oh my god, there's Hollow Knight. So that's one to keep in mind for the future. Oh, was there Rain World? I missed that. Um, we've got Metroid, we've got Castlevania, Hollow Knight. Oh, that's DuckTales. Woo. Oh, the gift? Oh my god, it is. Oh, that's awesome. Um, oh my god. So wait, maybe okay. I'm gonna take a risk. Let's go Hollow Knight. Because that's one we know. Um, I wonder if we can get to like uh through reception, maybe like Twitch or something. Like this is proving to actually be a really interesting one to try and connect. Like there does not seem to be a lot of super direct nodes. Oh yeah, no Nobo would be going, "Oh my god, Rain World." Um we can send a clip. Rain World spotted. Oh my god. Wait, no, I'm getting distracted. That's so cute. That's so cute. Love that. Um oh, that's so good. Um Dark Souls as a comparison. Okay. Tightness. That's a weird thing to just say out of context, Johan. Yes, it is. Um okay. Oh, used to have 1 out of 5 rating? Can't imagine. Uh okay, so no, we're not hitting on anything from like the popular links. So okay, platformer. Ooh, recent developments? That's okay. Do. There's so many things linked here. So it's a lot of sifting through. Oh, Battle Block Theater. That was very good. I don't know anything else that Nexile makes. So, okay. Oh, hey, 2017. Okay. It was 2019, right? Oh no, it skips right over 2019. Uh Okay. Hmm. It feels like it should be right around the corner, and yet. So it's not really a puzzle one. Um, what? Okay. Tim got to platformers and hasn't gotten there yet. So maybe trying to go directly isn't going to be what we need. What can we do to push out? Um, Nexile is Nexile no, Nexile wouldn't be an indie studio, would it? Um, so okay, are there other games that are more similar than just platforming? It not. Can chat help? Tough question. Uh, if you've got like a very general idea, I will absolutely read it out, and everyone can benefit from it. But yeah, don't be like, yes, here's the exact set of links. But a little bit of brain pool. We have been going at this for a while, so I'm okay with sharing collective brain pool with Tim, Pug, and the chat. Because I'm trying to think. It's a rage game? That's fair. I don't really think of it as a rage game, but that would be a way to narrow it down a bit. So there's a thought for you two as well. Possibly if we can find something that's like a rage platformer. So like, oh, maybe like Super Meat Boy? Trine was fun, but definitely not what we're looking at. Uh that's what you've been looking for? Okay, awesome. Cuz like Fall Guys isn't that. You got to Meat Boy didn't help? Oh, damn. Okay. So then yeah, what can we do to get there? But at this point I'm almost more like, rather than a race, this is a collaboration. How the hell, because it feels we should be able to get there. It's a pretty well-known game. Um because at a certain point it becomes an IKEA pencil. We gotta we gotta see if we can. By the British, okay. Geometry Dash. Ooh, okay. Well, I almost wonder it's a different kind of thing. You have an idea. I just need to get to Microsoft Windows. Oh, okay. If you get to game studios, there are a lot of things that linked to Microsoft Windows or a particular game. So if you can get to Geometry Dash, you can get to Microsoft Windows. Um, I'm wondering like maybe level creation system because people do a lot of map building for Jump King as well, right? Wanted to play Jump King until you realize it's not a free game, but then you saw Abyss World on Roblox. I'm not familiar with Abyss World. Also, welcome in, Flaming. How's it going? Got Damsel in Distress plot in video games not there? Oh my god, doing it dirty. I mean, it's a loose plot, granted, but still. Platform games. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Okay, Super Mario Maker. Maybe. And yeah, like, Jump King is not free. Genuinely I got it for under $10 and I've gotten plenty out of it. This world is Jump King, but you go down. So I would think of that like the dropper challenges in Minecraft. Kind of similar idea. Gameplay. I'm wondering community, maybe overlapping communities. No, okay. Team 0%. Oh, okay, that's a speedrun. Oh, maybe speedruns? It's jump and run like Jump King? Huh. Interesting. Okay. It was. Oh yeah. So speedrunning maybe. Been to speedruns too. Couldn't find it. Oh my god. That's really interesting. We think the same. Yep. The same brain length. um, video games portal. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. At this point, we have all been doing some serious. We have been trying to find this, and we aren't. It feels like it should be here. So I'm not giving up yet, but I'm really curious. User generated content, perhaps? Yeah, no, it's like I know we can get back to platformer, but we've been at platformer. Found huge lists of games, but no Jump King. Whoa, interesting. Weird. I wonder because like it has its article. We checked. We have found Jump King. Wikipedia. Got to a page with 2D and 3D arcade games. Huh. Platform games and platformer? Okay. Like, we've got. Oh, that is. Here's an interesting note. Nexile is not linked. So Nexile doesn't have a listing for it. You're just trying to get to any game? Oh no! This is not something I would do. I would not look at this if we were still really racing, but I'm more just like it does have a page. It's a platform game. So like we've been thinking about that right. And Nexile does not seem to be a route to it. So user generated content. I always confuse this game with Shovel Knight. You don't know why? Oh, interesting. Well, it is both of them have kind of similar character designs. Yeah, platformer are different ones. This might be an IKEA pencil. It really might be, which is kind of distressing. Because like this is not an insignificant page. This is not a stub like IKEA pencil, but I wonder if getting over it might be a way. But I don't know how to get to getting over it. But like that might be a good way. Right. Jump King is under platformer. Yeah, you've been looking for getting over it? Okay. Because the thing is, not all of Wikipedia is directly interconnected. Like there are some things that are on different loops. That's wow. Huh. Yeah, it might be. I'll give it another minute or two, but if we can't find it another minute or two, I might see if we can work backwards. Because now I'm curious because like IKEA pencil, I tried working backwards. I could not find something, but it feels like it should be there, but there's so much. I can understand one specific game not necessarily coming up. So we did video game, PC game, then genre. Where did we get to genre? I think we just like found a particular game. Wow, I saw Joseph Cates or Joseph Cates, and my brain immediately went, Jay, is it Jump King? Bard's Tale. This does not look like Jump King. It is Jump King, but we got distracted looking for Jump King on Wikipedia through races. we'll be back to it shortly, Sarah, but we were trying to get from, where did we even start? We were trying Rage Game, maybe, yeah. We were trying to get from so previously we got to toilet paper orientation. This one, right, we started at Caterpillar and we're trying to get to you give up. Okay, yeah, Caterpillar to Jump King. I'm going to real quick. I'm going to work backwards. I'm curious if we can find this. So it's a platform game. Does this say Jump King anywhere in it? No. So platform is not a connection there. You'll still search? All right. Ordered a dance mat to play Jump King on. Excited? That sounds rad. Different control schema? Huh. Got to video games. You think you're close? I'm excited, Pug. I'm gonna work backwards a little bit. But if you get it, I will be very proud of you. Okay. Jump King. Yeah, no. Because that makes sense. Like it's a relevant thing. Getting over it. You've been on so many games, but nowhere. So, okay, there is Jump King does have a link from Getting Over It through the C also. And there was C also for, yeah, it is. And I think I think it's good to generally avoid it because that is a really good way to go super fast through things. But I think there are some things like IKEA pencil, the only link seems to be through C also. Same thing for this. So that might be, we might need to rethink that one. Because it's like I do like trying to do it without C also, because sometimes you're just like, oh yeah, here's really good conceptual jump. But for some of these ones where it's proving to be hard, I think that might be the only way things are connected. Because then, so I wonder, okay, like so that we can't getting over it from platformer. Humble or Steam. Oh, Henny. Getting, nope, not in there. But you really need to go to sleep. See me another time? All right, got some good rest, Sarah. Thanks for popping in. Okay, so okay, Bennett Foddy has that. Trained as a moral philosopher on topics of drug addiction. Interesting. What are we sidetracking on? Hey, welcome in, Carsey. Oh, you said ho, Henny. I saw the green and I was like, oh, of course. We were sidetracking. We were trying to get to Jump King in a Wikipedia race. Wait, Bennett Foddy's known for getting over it with Bennett Foddy's? Isn't that crazy? So no. But then maybe like indie. Oh no, that's we have given up on it. We've given up on it. We are trying to see if there is a route. Indie game, Bennett. Sorry, Tim and I have given up. Pug is still fighting the good fight. I mean, like working backwards. It seems that, yeah, I don't know. The only you two. Oh right, yes, Diamond as well. Sorry, but I think I am throwing in the towel. If you guys down in the mines figure it out, let us know. But that was what I was doing. I was working backwards from Jump King, and the only one that I think is the only connection that I think is probably going to be making it there, unless it's somewhere buried in like a big list. I think the only one is going to be a C also. Gonna head out, have fun Jump Kinging? All right. Thank you, Tim. Good races, and get some good rest. Well, hey. Whoops. Yes, the babe. We shall acquire. Babe, you've hardly touched your wiki speedrun. Yep, that's gonna send me back, which is a-okay. It's been a long time since doing this, but yeah, watching Dr. Rick do some custom stuff, I was like, oh, I know what I want to do. Bob. You know what's absolutely terrifying, Carsey? The other day, I actually pulled up the perfect tower. I did not do a whole lot in it, but true, you are a little bit terrifying. But not do it for too long, but I was like, oh my god, I wanted to touch it again. Hey babe, you hardly touched your 357th Wikipedia moth article. I know, right? Look, you know, it was a rough moth morning. Then go for it. No, I had some fun with it. But also, it was like, my god. Babe, you've hardly touched the void of Johann. You know, one of the most important food groups, void. Wahey! Wahey! Bonk bonk, and then we can make that. Not a full jump there, okay. I like full jumps, I like experimenting with full jumps, but not everything is a full jump. I do think it would be interesting. I should look into, doing a, you love eating, never mind. Jelly, of course, I'm sure. I'm sure that's what you were going to say. But, I should look into doing, a graph node connector. Doing one of the sort of graph theory ways of approaching, Wikipedia links that folks have out there for solving things. But include a, tick mark for, you got it? Oh my god! Okay. Okay, please enlighten us. You may rest now. You may not rest now. Johann is nearby. But Pug may rest, having finally gotten it. It's such a long list. If you can get sending in Discord, alright, let me know when it's there, because I want to see this with mine own eyes. But I think it would be fun to do a solver that allows you to not include give you an hour. Okay. Terrifying. But you have an iron will. Mine would be a huge list too if you got there. Yep. You know, it's one of those things of like there's usually more optimal ways, but if you can get there the first time, then you can get faster. But I guess that's what the speed running would be, but you know, the race, the discovery, that is the fun. But yeah, being able to see how much are we hampering ourselves by saying not see also, because I've seen people do it with see also. It can still be fun. It seems that there's a lot of really good ways to just jump really quickly, from thing to thing, which part of the fun is getting lost in the weeds, you know. Friend made you play multiplayer modded Minecraft, and now you're tiny with a jetpack. Oh, that's adorable. Amazing. I like jetpacks in games. Anyone remember Lego Universe? And how towards the end of the days, we got jetpacks? That was fun. It did require a little bit of backtracking, but that was just for like the last 3, yeah, no, and that's fine. You know, like, again, part of the fun is, you know, not doing the backtracking for if you're racing, but also just getting there. We were at the point of, is this even possible? So, you can do just about any dirty trick in the book, and I'm gonna give you credit. It's in searching Jump King and going backwards. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Because yeah, so the fact that Nexile doesn't seem to have a page, I think is interesting and somewhat telling of making it a little tougher, right? Wait, 1 inch, 2 foot monkey with... I think those might have been flipped. The double tick is usually for foot. Or actually, are you using meters? Because I've gotten very used to seeing imperial measurements, but that is not always the thing. Is it double tick for meters? Oh, you okay? Well, like I don't know. I haven't seen abbreviations like that for metric, but I might be. Yeah, 1 foot 2 inches. Okay. I know that's a little weird because you would think that the thing that has more ticks would be the bigger thing, but I guess maybe feet were a more common thing to be measuring. You know, you aren't always getting down to inches, so fewer strokes, I guess. You choose one at random. Nice. Just flip a little coin. Oh, have you guys, you know the sort of like classic problem of you come to a fork in the road and there's two brothers, one of whom always tells the truth, the other of whom always lies. What question do you ask to figure out the right path? Blah, blah, blah. There's a variation of that makes it a lot more interesting. I still don't have like I haven't fully wrapped my head around, but if there's a third brother, which it's usually framed as like sibling gods when it's this problem. So they are T and Fa, true and false, and then Ra, who does a coin flip every time and will answer randomly. You always lie. Oh no, you're like the eyes. Like you say GIF differently at random to make everyone mad equally. Hell yeah. A little like South Park. If you make everyone mad, are you really, is it really a problem? If you come upon a fork in the road, I'll pick it up and use it to eat my pasta? Hell yeah. Saying that makes it a paradox, you think? Okay. Caterpillar. 2019 in paleoentomology. Okay. Permian. Okay, so dinosaur era. Geologic timescale, formation and evolution, Earth, US, atomic bombing, Hiroshima, Japan, video games in Japan, casual game, list of video games, list of platformer series, Jumpman, indie game, and so on. Okay, that was your list. Couldn't find it. But yeah, I can see. Yeah, sort of circling around. Which that's to me that is fun. When it's just like, it's it's right there. It's got to be close, but maybe it's on a completely different loop. But I'm so curious what Pug has found. I'm so curious how the loops are connected. You sent it? Oh, awesome! I'm so deeply curious. I'm really curious what does it. So Caterpillar, Middle English, okay. Orthography, kanji, Japanese language, Japan. Video games in Japan. iPhone, Windows Phone, Microsoft Windows, okay. Proprietary software, free and open source software, list of free and open source software packages, .NET Framework, Mono Software, Mono Game, Jump King. Oh, so going with what it's developed on, which is probably going to be a more selective subset. Very nice. Because yeah, it's Jump King, and that's a lot of these things, when you get... It needs to be something that's really big for it to actually rise to the level of being specifically mentioned. I remember that the programming language, that was your idea? That's super good. That's really good. I didn't know what it was programmed in, so I never could have, but that very good route, because that narrows it down significantly compared to just like the game genre. Because that was something I remember we did one where we were trying to get to conspiracy theory, I think, when it was Tim and I doing the collab. And I remember that what really helped me was I went, oh, we need something that's going to be like a notable conspiracy theory. So I went for JFK rather than just things that are conspiracy theories, because like, crop dusting and whatnot, yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies about chemtrails, but Wikipedia isn't gonna, they're not gonna list that conspiracy theory. That's not the point of it. So yeah, like platformer, while Jump King may be notable to us, is it really notable enough to really stand out amongst all platformers? Probably not. But amongst games that were written in this particular framework, probably. That I'm heaps of praise, Pug. Good job. That was a fantastic way of getting there. I'm still a little sad about IKEA Pencil, because it feels to me, even now that I've checked, I still feel like somewhere out there there's gotta be one, but In theory, it was a comprehensive checker, so did not know you were good at this game. Well, that's I really enjoy the like Wikipedia stuff. I enjoy connecting things like that because I think anyone can be pretty good at it. It depends on specialized knowledge. It's part of the fun of trivia, right? I haven't met anyone that I have heard say, "Oh, I'm bad at trivia." It might be I'm bad at a certain type of trivia, but Johan, open this page you found in the speedrun. Wait, which page? There were several. But oh brain. Discord. Oh, gotcha. Whoop, I was looking up in the chat. List of video games by genre. Okay. That's a lot. Dear God. Don't remember ever actually playing it before, so this could be called your first time playing. Hell yeah! Awesome. We're getting you involved. But like the fun of it is that if you've got some sort of knowledge about anything, you can come up with a creative strategy for at least one topic out there. And like most people have interacted with Wikipedia. So this is where you ended up. Oh my God. So yeah, really, this is probably a really good highway. I bet somewhere you can link through here, but that's a lot to comb through. There was one other that I'm remembering was really, I remember getting into like very specific like Brazilian water treatment programs, and that's one I'll need to go and check the VOD. But I would love to eventually figure that one out. But yeah, no, huge lists can be really good in some regards and can be an absolute nightmare in others. Okay, so we've gotta, this has got to be something where, oh, we jump up and, okay, I see. So this Wikipedia game is just kind of how your brain works all the time. Like, look at word scramble, levels in alpha have let puzzles out of a chain of events to the solution. Yes, and that's, if I think I've mentioned this before. Also very much how my brain works, of doing things by association. My memory, genuinely quite bad, and I apologize for that. Because I know there are a number of times where someone shares something, I'm like, oh yeah, that person, and it's not the same person. It's because I do a lot of contextual grouping, and I will remember usually other things that the person has done, but I sometimes get the label flipped around. But yeah, a lot of how I remember things is I've got an interconnected web of knowledge, and I can travel down the nodes to get where I'm going. So, very much feel that, Pug. Your memory is both horrible and then just suddenly really good the other times. Yep. Well, that's, if you're asking me to remember what I had for breakfast on a given day, probably can't expect me to remember something like that. But then if it's like, oh, what's something that you said in an emotionally vulnerable conversation 3 years ago? I'm like, oh yeah, it was this exact phrase. And people are like, why do you remember that? I don't know, I think about it sometimes. And it made me think of X, Y, and Z, and so, it's connected now. I can remember that thought because it was an important thought that, well, hey. And it's also, like, space is a really big thing for me, or like how a space is set up is very big for that. I can put down a project, and then if I come back a month later, even if I haven't thought about it at all in the intervening time, if I come back a month later and things are set up the way that I left them, there's a pretty darn good chance that I'm going to be able to remember exactly where I left off and just pick straight back up. Because I put myself back in essentially the same, I guess, the same tab state of my brain. Is I suppose how I would describe that. And like, I don't think that's super uncommon. It may be to like a weird degree. But I suspect it's a similar mechanism to like when people talk about, oh, this particular smell reminds me of this trip I took and I walked by this bakery that had such and such scent. Remember something simple? Nah, of course not. Remember every puzzle location and solution to have the entire map of the witness in your mind? Easy. Yup. I don't have that as much for a lot of games, but there are some, like Dungeon Siege, I think I've mentioned, was like a really big game for me as a kid. And I can still travel through a decent chunk of that in my dreams, and in fairness, maybe my dream map is wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's close. Unfortunately, I own it on disc, so I don't think I can like stream it, unless I buy it again. But I might honestly do that, so you can watch Johan Nostalgia Day. Yeah, no, brains are super funky, and I was always terrible, for like studying, because I was someone who did well in school, and so frequently I was asked by other students or by teachers to share my studying techniques. No one was ever happy when I did. Because they didn't exactly jibe with conventional wisdom. Not joking, by the way. You show a random witness puzzle and not background context, I could probably say it's the exact location, which, including which panel of a chain. Oh no, I totally believe you. Absolutely. One of my friends is pretty similar with some of the Fire Emblem maps. My mom, with Star Trek episodes, it's real terrifying. She can't do captain's logs, but she can for some, which is vaguely upsetting. You can get it other... You can get it other means too? Oh. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I've lost the thread of the context of that joke, so I'm not getting it, but I believe that there was some clever wordplay. Also, that thing you were talking about, how people ask how you remember something, and you say, and people are like, but why? Yeah. Uh-huh. I've somewhat tangentially related. I find it really funny when people will ask why I did something, and they don't, like the timetable of 9. Oh, yeah, like, oh, you know, why do you know all of these? Really random, but like, listen, okay. So like, you know, not 9 times 1, 9, 9 times 2, 18. That type of times table. Why? No, that's people will sometimes ask me why I did a thing and seem to like not expect an answer, but I've got a reason for it, which I always find interesting. I don't get, there are people who do things, but they don't have like a well thought out reason for it, and I don't understand that. It's a different way of thinking. Waha. Well, okay. About the times table. Message failed to send. No! Alright, will do. That's... we need... Twitch needs some sort of... It needs to just, like, auto-save it to your clipboard or something. 9 times 3 equals 27. I know that because the second digit is 1 less than the digit 9 is being multiplied by, and the first digit is just 9 second digit. Yes, right, because they always add up to 9. I don't think I'd actually put the pattern together in my head that it was, the first digit was going to be 1 less than what it was being multiplied by, but that makes sense. Up until times 10, obviously. Wow. Key. Also, the whole, how'd you study thing? People have different ways to think and do and process, so that might not apply to everyone or that one person. It could apply to someone. Absolutely. As I'm always happy to talk to people about how I did, but I never got positive feedback from that. I enjoy tutoring. I've helped people learn a lot of stuff because I like thinking about how to think, and I adapt to stuff. I don't think you were around for it, but I mentioned like a month ago, there was a guy I'd been working with for the better part of like a year and a half, who had a couple of learning issues, and conventional school did not do it for him. Helped him get his math GED, and I'm so excited about that. Also 0, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, and then it flips. Yep, right, in reverse. Yee. It's what I don't include 0, 9, and 90 in that, but yeah, if you include that digit, absolutely still follows that pattern. But yeah, no, it's everyone thinks different ways. Like for him just like doing long multiplication. I'm calling it long multiplication. I know I don't think that's an actual term, but like when you write two numbers stacked above each other and then you multiply them, the algorithm that we've all come to know and hate. For him, I realized eventually the problem, his brain just it got confused which part was being iterated over and which you were multiplying that iterated number by every other digit. I'm not explaining that well, but basically there's one where you multiply every digit by the digit that you're iterating to, and then there's the other one where you're iterating digit by digit. Hey, yes, Alyssa followed. Welcome in, Alyssa. Yes, a little bit of Jump King. We were watching Dr. Rick play some yesterday. I kind of had that hankering, especially since had some stuff this morning, so got started late and not looking for anything too mentally intensive. Jump Queen when? Hell yeah. I mean, we never see the Jump King. Perhaps it is a Jump Queen. Not getting notifications of me being so online, so refollowed. Hope it works. That's I should check into doing notifications in the Discord channel for automating when I'm actually going live, because I feel like that might be useful for folks. Oh, you remember figuring that out on your own when you were in like 3rd grade? That I didn't figure out that specific one, but I do recall. I can't remember all of the specific instances, but I absolutely get that, where you're sitting in class and like you've got a particular system worked out for how to do a thing, and then they teach it as like a formal thing, and you're like, wait, but I already figured that out. Why are you teaching me this? We figured that one out last week. Give me something new. Now you're stuck between trying to choose who to watch? Oh no! Haha. You have, no, what's the word? Not, I get it. I was going for something along the lines of an embarrassment of riches. You have, you're overwhelmed with choice. But, whoever you choose, I hope it's fun. We're happy to have you here. Hell, if you want to watch 2 people at once, multitask, bombarded with choices. True. That's, as someone who does sometimes struggle with making a choice, it's not always a good thing to have too many options. Freedom good until you actually have to take ownership of that freedom. Ugh. I remember literally showing it to your teacher. I mean, the school was kind of weird. It felt more like a tutor of 8 people than an actual classroom. Gotcha. Well, that was one of the things that was really fun about my college. I'm like being perfectly honest. The computer science degree I got was good, but it was really geared towards web development and did not teach us a lot of, I think, important algorithmic concepts. It was not very math oriented. So for being prepared for the workforce in it, it was not great. I think I am reasonably skilled enough to do that. It's just not something that I've had a lot of interest in brushing up in some of the skills that I need to go through a kind of terrible interview process for an industry that's still changing in some not great ways, in my opinion. Eventually, I think a tech job could be great for me, but meantime, I'm looking at careers that I think are more sustainable for me. Long ramble, but what I really loved about it was there, I think, were like 10 people, maybe 15 across all 4 years in the entire computer science program. And the professor was really great about teaching us how to think. And it very frequently turned into more of like a Socratic seminar of just, it was people sitting around actually talking about things, and trying to really drill down into how things worked, which is awesome, because that to me was really fun about education. And so while it may have not been the best for preparing for like, you know, go get an internship at Google, it was a fantastic experience for learning a whole lot about some really neat technology that exists out there. Gonna watch the Johan stream in background because you're a mod on the other one. Alrighty. Enjoy. At some point I should figure out some mods, but like we're small enough, things have been overall okay. So I'm like, I do not want to foist responsibility and power off onto others yet. I haven't seen you around here before. Okay, Mr. Oh, what's the name for the little Christmas ones? If you're anything like the others, this might just make for a good show. Oh, Topta, that's what I'm thinking of. because I've seen those get like really popular in North America, of like, oh, the little farmhand gnomes, sort of brownie like things. Well, actually, you're actually making some progress on your own game in Godot. Oh, sick. Um, is are I again? This might be bad memory. Um, what's that game slash? Are we allowed to learn a little bit about what you're doing with it, or is it big secrets? Whoa! There. Oh, oh! The top of the ice cages are slippy. That's horrifying. You're going for an art degree, but a lot of people are going for graphic design and stuff. But yeah, the graphic design programs apparently are crap because they don't teach skills and want you to just prepare for the real world kind of thing. Right, and there's a fine arts? Oh, interesting. Okay. Um, yeah, that's I don't know anyone who's gotten a specifically art related degree. But I did have some friends that went to some more like technical drawing, like technical digital art colleges. Well, you're going to send a screenshot in the Discord so you get the name? All right, absolutely. Um, and it's a tough thing because on the one hand, I think it is good to have programs that are focused on, hey, what are you actually going to encounter in the workforce? I think that can be a very useful thing. At the same time, yeah, that's you're paying a fair bit of money potentially to learn, and if they're too drilled down on here is how to go do the job, you might as well just go get that job and get on the job training, right? So it's I think it's a careful balancing act of you want your degree to be something that does actually prepare you for a job, but then also is one that's giving you something useful that isn't just going to be what they're teaching you anyway. This feels a lot harder than the original game. Or Jump King does, or what? Oh, the new game plus, yeah. Ooh, system binary. Ooh, okay, interesting. I like the very sort of ASCII art feel to it. That's good vibes. I'm very curious to see what kind of game it ends up being. Also, the graphic design area isn't the best in job right now because they want a degree, and art in general is really competitive for some reason. Well, because unfortunately, it's something that I think is generally critically undervalued by companies, especially with AI art becoming more and more of a thing. It's a puzzle game? That I suspected. You make a puzzle game? But I'm very curious to see the specifics of what you're doing with that. Oh, Adrenaline Dragon, welcome in. Yo, how far have I got? This is on New Babe Plus. This is the furthest I've been. I did the original map in 52 hours like a month ago, and then was able to lap it in like 45 45 minutes, I should say. But we're here sort of chilling, chatting. That's the way I do Jump King, is slow, steady, and we talk about a lot of things about life along the way. So welcome in. We're seeing how this goes. I'm not loving the slippery ice cages. Gotta figure that one out. Just finished Ghost of the Babe last night. Oh, awesome. I've heard people mention that. Is that the third map on this, or is that one of the custom maps? Am I planning to do custom maps too? At some point, yes. Slow, steady, and random Wikipedia races. Exactly. Third official map? Awesome. Okay, so yeah, that will be after this one. I do eventually want to do some custom maps. Jump King is not like a... Jump King was a big part of what I was doing previously. Now it's more of just sort of a, I'm feeling like doing it on a given day. So at some point, absolutely we'll get to custom maps, but that at the pace that I'll probably be setting for it, I wouldn't be surprised if that was 2 or 3 years down the line. Being fully honest there. I've got a number of games that I'm interested in working through, and I enjoy seeing some custom stuff. Do a lot of Baba Is You custom things, which I should. I do need to finish Word Scramble. I don't think I'm feeling Word Scramble today. I don't want to force myself, but I do want to do that. God, Jump King troll maps. Oh dear God. But I'm very much, I enjoy. Oh God. I enjoy playing a game, sort of getting what I'm gonna get out of it, and then later on, seeing how some of the custom maps work out. Just integrate See what people have made little by little over time. You need Baba, speaking of Baba? Oh, you don't have Baba? It's genuinely, I highly recommend it, even though it's one that I've sort of, it's become, and I've become the unwitting streamer of Baba. So as much as I will vaguely grump about the amount of Baba that I've done, it's genuinely really fun. If you do not have it, highly recommend. Keep an eye out for the next sale. But awesome, so you've done Ghost of the Babe. Have you done some custom maps as well, Adrenaline? Or still just sort of done base game stuff and then are going to be exploring custom maps later on? Bonk bonk. But yeah, like, you know, it's awesome that you're going for an art degree. I've got a friend who got a creative writing degree. And, you know, obviously that's not what they're doing straight out of college, but I think they got a lot out of it. It gave them time to work on some of their own projects, and I think that's really awesome. I think that's really cool. And that's, you know, that kind of discovery is part of what college and any sort of education should be about. That's I am likely going to be trying to work in either libraries or education here soon. Those, I think, are the two things that fit best for where I'm at in life right now, and I think my overall disposition. And if I do end up teaching, I would love to bring some more of that, hey, what if we just explore stuff rather than focus on standardized testing to it? I know there's curriculums to follow, there's not a huge amount of room for that, but I have very fond memories, particularly of my history teachers. I would love to bring some of that energy forward. Also, your plan is kind of just like Word Scramble. Start normal, simple, and slowly start descending into chaos. I think that's perfect, because you did a really good job of that in Word Scramble, where you introduced some interesting new mechanics little by little so that we're getting comfortable, and it does get supremely chaotic, but there was never a jump that was so huge as to seem insurmountable in Word Scramble, which I think that's a hallmark of some very good design, so keep it up. If Johan was your teacher who doesn't really teach standardized stuff, you would learn so much stuff. Oh yeah, no, I feel like I do plenty of teaching anyway. But I don't know, it's something where when I was really young, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a scientist. And then I realized that, you know, the act of coming up with experiments, applying for funding, having to modify those experiments so that they're compatible with the people who are giving you the money, having to fight over credit for publication, so on and so forth. The process of actually making a career in basically academia didn't hugely appeal to me. And so I'm like, well, okay, what about like working at a company? And that's part of why I was like, oh, computer science, because you can fit it in almost anywhere. And I'm glad I have a computer science degree. I still use computer science. I have not been using it as much recently, just a little bit of web development as sort of a volunteer basis. But, you know, the actual realities of corporate programming, a lot of the companies have changed a lot. I have family who worked at some of the big name companies and had really good stories, and I've looked at stuff nowadays, and the environment has really changed. And that's not saying that I wouldn't necessarily work in some of these places, but I think the fact that I view programming in a lot of ways almost more as an art than a science, I would probably need to be working somewhere relatively small to be happy there. And I might still take a job if I really need the money. But I'm currently in a position where I can afford, I'm privileged enough to be able to afford trying out some lower paying, you know, part-time stuff in some areas that I think have some good advancement, but will still be more sustainable for me as a person. I think the funniest thing you've done in the game that actually is working really well is all of the levels are just in one big array. Hell yeah. Like one big one-dimensional array for just queuing up the levels, or but no, so like for a while I was thinking, well, okay, maybe I could become like a professor. you typically have to get like a PhD in whatever topic you're studying, and a lot of your work is still academic publishing and less teaching people. So I don't know, it's tough, and I understand. I'm very acutely aware that at a certain point you can't afford to keep being picky about, what you do to make your money. It's a 3D array, world number, level stuff. Oh, okay, awesome. So I think that's a really good way of arranging it then. So world number, and then the level within it, sort of chaining off that makes total sense, and then information about the level. Perfect. That's a super sensical way of handling that. Yeah, it's you gotta compromise between being happy and being able to put food on the table and live somewhere. But it's funny because it's just one script that just sits there with one variable in it and all the is there not a way to make that global? Or is it one script that sits in all the levels but also has like particular variables passed to it or something? Oh, it is in global? Okay, but then what? So but it's in the array? A little lost on that. That one variable is called from the others. Ah, gotcha. Oh, no. I'm following now. Godot is weird. Yeah, I have not touched Godot, but okay. It is a variable that is called from other scripts that's associated with each. Waha. Oh darn. Oh darn. Gosh diddly darn it. But yeah, so it's I currently don't know what I want to do with my life, really. I've got a couple of things I want to try out. And I'm trying to remind myself that that's okay. There are people that do career transitions in their 30s and 40s. So, I've got a little time to figure some stuff out. It's never too late if I choose something that really doesn't work out. And as long as I'm alive, hell yeah. We'll keep going forward. Not a professor in teaching stuff, but one, I need a degree again for that. Yep. 2, I don't want to teach because the behavior of kids is horrible these days. 3, how about no, but yes, but also no? Well, that's, at least for me, like, I have a lot of tolerance for, if you haven't noticed, I'm a relatively patient person when it comes to dealing with people. Which I think is part of why I enjoy teaching people a lot. I think it's cool. It's part of why I looked into becoming a therapist. I've got a psychology degree. I'm a double major, double bachelor, with a minor. Although the minor's media studies, and if you've seen anything about how I manage my socials, I didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but crash. But like I really enjoy talking to people. I really enjoy trying to figure out where they're at and meeting them where they're at with some interesting information. I tutored someone at one point who thought that the moon landing, the Gemini moon landing, was it Gemini? It was Gemini, wasn't it? Neil Armstrong and all that, Buzz Aldrin. They were convinced that that was fake. Johan's perfect therapist for Of course, no. And that's, and I will say that's something that's been sort of interesting with streaming is I want to be very clear that people are welcome to come in here, and if they're having a crap day, they can talk about having a crap day. At the same time, I am not a therapist. I am a dude playing video games who's happy to talk about stuff. I'm also not a friend. I am someone who is friendly. I'm enjoying hanging out, but for all you know, I'm secretly manipulating the entire world. I'm not even me, voice changer. I mean, probably not, but like, it's a very interesting position. Because I really enjoy forming social relationships, but this is parasocial, in both directions. But it's a very interesting thing. But I want to be very clear that people are welcome to come in and talk about stuff, but it's also, I'm not replacement for a therapist or friends. Which I don't know. I think that's been an interesting thing, trying to figure out how to for myself be able to try and be open with that and make sure that people feel comfortable and welcome, while also for myself setting boundaries, because I am the type of person that even with my real life friends, I'm sometimes not very good with boundaries. Johan is friendly but not friend. Then I'll be friendlier and be friend. Haha. Well, that's, yeah, it's funny. I have never actually, I have a lot of friends that I'm only able to be in contact with digitally right now, because I think I've mentioned I have more than the normal amount of restrictions when it comes to the fact that, hey, there's still a pandemic. But I don't have anyone, I've not met any friends purely online. There are people that like I talk to, but there's not anyone that I've been like, yes, this is a friend. Which I don't know, it's sort of, it's a strange distinction, but I think knowing that there is a real person behind, or knowing the person who is behind the screen helps, and then that's also something that, like, with streaming, I need to figure out my comfort level. At some point, for all I know, at some point I might end up doing face cam and y'all might see me. It's just, I nowhere near that level of comfort at this point, right? Because I have was raised to be very paranoid about the internet, and as I was mentioning earlier in the Discord, when, oh, you know, why do you sleep that way? I've dealt with harassment, not like the worst that anyone in their life has dealt with, but enough to make me feel unsafe in my own home. And while even if 90% of folks end up being nice, it's still, you got to be careful about that 10%, right? So I don't know. It's striking a good balance is always difficult, I think, in pretty much all aspects of life. But you know, it's, you do what you can. I tend to be a lot more on the cautious side. I'm trying to learn to be a little, not one of those things you talk. I'm trying to learn to be less cautious, but a lot of my cautiousness is tied to, like, anxiety, and learning how to have a healthy amount of caution and fear without going overboard, I think, is huge. And that, tying it back into the game, part of why I really enjoy Jump King, and was talking about this a little bit with Dr. Rick yesterday, is this game is absolutely fantastic. I think as a way of sort of working through that balance, because just like life, there are a lot of ups and downs in this game. You're going up, knowing that you are probably going to fall back down. And if you spend too much time thinking about the fact that you're going to keep falling, or that you keep going in the same area over and over again, and you aren't making a whole lot of headway, you're not going to jump. You're going to stay at the bottom, and you're never going to get any further. So it's about learning to accept the consequences, I think. You're accepting the consequences of engaging in this game. And I find that really meditative, and I think that's been genuinely quite healthy for me of, it's okay to fall. It's okay to lose the progress that you had of 40 minutes, because guess what? You haven't lost everything. You are still better, wiser for it. Celeste also did that for you in a weird way. I believe that. I want to try Celeste. Celeste overwhelmed me. I drowned with that, which sometimes also happens in life. But I would love to revisit that, and it sounds like one that probably is very good for doing that. And that's, I was having this conversation sort of ongoing with one of my grandparents of they overall, they've been very kind and supportive in a lot of ways, but they are a little like, hey, Johan, you've been not working for a while. Maybe we can hook you up with some interesting people in such and such industry? It's like, I haven't been working for a while, but I'm doing that by choice, because I haven't actually taken a lot of time for myself in that regard. And I'm sort of at a weird little transitional point where I've got a lot of things up in the air, so I'm streaming. And I get that y'all don't get streaming. And I've talked to them about, you know, hey, it's community building, it's practicing communication skills, etc., etc. But it's also a lot of it. This has been a way for me to get around to playing some games that I have not been able to justify playing on my own time. Which is, well, I am still a little conflicted with Outer Wilds, because I really want to play that. I'm not going to probably play it on my own time, but also, it's one of the, if it's something that people aren't interested in watching, I'm okay playing that, because that's okay. If y'all feel like watching other stuff later, awesome. And if that is enough to make you not want to watch me, okay, then it probably wasn't the stream for you. You know, and people can be selective about it. It's not a problem if I'm playing a bunch of stuff that people aren't down to watch. I'm not offended by that as long as they aren't offended by it. But Outer Wilds, I know there's a number of people that don't want to watch it because they are interested in it and they don't want to get spoiled. So I'm a little like, no, curses. Makes me feel a little more awkward with it. Johan, you're in the same point with me. Other people saying like, oh, I'll hook you up with such and such is so relatable. Yeah, and I haven't had that whole lot. And the thing is, I know I can get a job. Hey, that's your situation? Hey, awesome. All of us. It's almost like attracts like. Crazy, right? Like, for me, a big part of it has been, like, game, but, oh, no spoiler. Oh, yes. Gotcha on that one. Yeah, no, and I know that you're one of that. I think there's at least, like, 2 other folks along those lines. So it sort of is like, I want to play it. I'm not, like, trying to drive people out. I want to be very clear with that. So I'm still trying to figure out, like, a good way to handle that, because I don't want to be, like, kicking y'all out so I can play the game. You know, it's one of those things where if it's genuine, like, non-interest, I don't feel that bad, because if I do things that everyone else is interested in rather than the things that I am, it's going to lead to burnout. And that's when I'm talking about jobs and whatnot, kind of along those lines. You know, I'm trying to find things. I burn out easily. I did well at school and I was a worse person for it. So trying to find sort of balance with it. But yeah, when it's something where it's like, oh no, we are interested, I just, you know, don't want to spoil. I'm more like, no, I feel bad getting rid of guests. Not down to watch typically, but I'm here to chat with streamer and make a connection between the streamer that's good. Gameplay isn't what you're here for. Yeah, exactly. No, and that's absolutely. I always try and be very clear with people. It's like, I'm not keeping anyone here. You guys are not obligated to watch. I think that is one of the things that's sort of a roadblock for me with like affiliate, is the concept of a subscription kind of wigs me out, because it feels like I then do owe people something, because, you know, it's a recurrent thing. It's a month of that. I know that there is an understanding and expectation that things can change. It's something that sits a little weird with me of I need to be very careful for myself to make sure that I don't let it become something where I change how that changes how I interact with people in a negative way. Yon forcing us to stay help? Yes. So it's like I need to be careful with that. And it is genuinely like I do not want that to be something where I feel that people are put out. I want to be careful and respectful of that. I feel bad about this morning. I know it's not a big deal that I started late, because it is a rough suggestion and people are aware that it's a rough suggestion, but it's still something where I typically communicate that. It was something I needed to deal with quickly. I know it's fine, but I'm still like, I feel like I was disrespectful of everyone's time, because even though it is not a contract, it's still something where I try and do it around this time, and I did not change that expectation. So like I get a little weird with some of that, but yeah, to the point, Diamond, of like, you know, people, oh, you know, I can hook you up with X, Y, and Z. Just if you feel confident in your path, try not to worry too much about it. Again, you know, I don't know every aspect of your life. You know, I'm not a friend. I'm not a therapist. So take it with the grain of salt that you should from an internet ink blob giving advice. But like, you know, if you feel comfortable and confident about your path, don't worry about it too much. I don't feel comfortable or confident with my path, but I am confident to the extent of I know that I have tried going and working. I can work retail. Is that great for advancement prospects? No. Is that something that I can do to get by? Yes. And if I need to, I will go do that. But I'm trying to allow myself to explore some of the things I think will be sustainable longer term, and, you know, working cybersecurity, as much as I find cybersecurity interesting, it's not something that I think will really sustain me in a lot of ways. But are you friends? Well, I think that's one of the tough things, is I am friendly with all of you. I'm very happy. I think we've got a great community. I would feel weird calling people friends, but that's also, I want to be very clear with that terminology of I'm very picky about when I say that someone is a friend, because a friend is someone that I will cross the country for if they need it. They are someone that a friend for me is a lot closer to family, I think, for a lot of people. So it's something where it's a little tough for me to get around calling someone that if I've not met them in person. But like, I'm happy to see all my thinkers. I'm happy to see all of you. I love getting to hear little bits and pieces of your lives. I love getting to learn things from you. Y'all are great. It's, I guess, this might sound bad. I promise I'm not trying to be mean or alienate, but it's a little bit similar to the friendships that I've made at jobs, where like there are people that I still keep in contact with a while later. But it's not quite the same dynamic. It's people that are really cool and I think are awesome to hang out with, but it's not the people that I'm like, yes, I would live with you. So it's I feel weird about that, but with language, because I think that is something where I am strange in how I use that language, because there are a lot of people that I know have called me their friend that I think are cool, that I enjoy hanging out with, but I'm like, wait, are we friends? I haven't like helped you significantly in my life. You know, I can't like point to something where we've had like what I would call like a particular meaningful interaction. But for most people, that's not a requirement. It's, oh, you know, I met this person, I talked to them for an hour, and that's friendship. I've gotten used to people. I have one of those faces. Anyone else here experience the people who will just like walk up to you and on the like thinnest of relatability or pretenses will just like launch into their life story, and you have one of those faces that people feel like they can talk to and open up to, I guess. I apparently have one of those. I have had people ask me for like advice on significant life choices within like 30 minutes of meeting me, and it's just sort of like, awesome. I'm glad if I can help, but I don't always know how to respond to that. You could never do that. You can never open up like that to someone, or you could never be the person that's getting opened up to like that. It's like I will say there are times that has turned into friendship. I've got a friend, I haven't spoken to her in like 3 months. I should text her. But like we went for walks and a couple of things. Both fair enough. Well, it's, if you haven't noted, I'm very open with what I'm happy to talk about. You know, it's privacy is an important thing to me, but like overall, you know, if I've got thoughts and I think they can be useful for other people, open book, baby. But no, it's like, you know, if it starts off one way, it can very easily turn into, yeah, like, you know, okay, that was cool. This gal, we had a class together and we like occasionally talked during class, and then one day after class, we were just standing like the stairwell to my dorm and we talked for like 3 hours about she had studied abroad in like Ireland, and there were some like fairly significant life changes with people that she was friends with and whatnot, and she was like, why am I telling you all this? I'm like, I don't know, but intriguing. The balls? Yes, exactly. That was the deepest secret that she held. The updated chest too? Nice. Yeah, like, I don't know, it's friendship is a weird thing to me. I'm very fortunate. I've got a handful of close people that I would call friends. I've got a somewhat wider network of people that they are still friends, but it's a very different sort of dynamic. And then I've got a lot of people that I think are really cool and I enjoy interacting with, and I don't have a particular word for them. I don't typically refer to them as friends, but they're definitely cool people in my life. I need to warm up to people because I don't know how you are as a person within 10 minutes of meeting someone. Absolutely. Now there's more to less chess. Like chat? Yeah, and that's chat. A lot of chat is sort of in that like third category of, you all are really cool people. I genuinely, like, I have gotten to see, I never knew about word draw. I Gridaller, I didn't, some of the art that's been shown. Quote Pilgrim sharing some of the stuff they've made. Word Scramble. I mean, they're just interesting topics of conversation about physics and whatnot. These are things that Lingo. I never would have had any clue. I've had an absolute blast with that. And that's even aside from the excuse of me getting to play some of these games I did already know about that. 4D shapes, I knew a little bit about that, but I've learned a whole lot from that. And I mean, like, genuinely, I have gotten so much out of streaming. I really appreciate you guys. I want to be very, it's complicated. I want to be very clear that I really appreciate the things that you guys share with me and the things that you guys do with me. It's insane that on average, we've got 8 people watching the stream. Enjoy interacting with people. Acquaintance? Yeah, kind of. But I don't know, like, I guess that kind of works. I feel bad because I've had people get very offended about acquaintance, but like, I guess acquaintance, it's acquaintance in the same way that like Victorian pen pals, right? These are people that I think of fondly as I write them a letter, even if I haven't seen them in 7 years in person. It's people who are really cool. I think my life is genuinely better for knowing them, even if I don't really know them. Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen any of you guys. Tim, I've seen, but Tim hasn't seen me. Like, if I would feel weird, sort of in the opposite end. I would feel weird calling Tim a friend because we've streamed together like twice or 3 times, and I've seen him. He hasn't seen me. I would feel weird about like expecting that, even though I've seen him, and that makes it a little easier for me to think of him as one. Like we are still we're acquaintances. But yeah, like that is not to imply any like dislike or whatever. It's just 79 followers. We've got probably like 15 to 20 people that sort of cycle through, and that's a lot of people when you think about it. So chat should face reveal. No. But yeah, I don't know. But genuinely, it has been such a great experience because I started streaming in January, so it's been 6 months. And in those 6 months, I have gotten to chat face reveal. Let's go. Oh my god, I should make a little face to represent chat. Make that 80 with an alt account. There's already a couple of alt accounts in here. Oh hey, we actually landed there. Nice. That didn't take us too long. Ayo. Huh? What do you mean with with like making a little face for chat? I think it would be cute to like make a little in the same way I'm being represented by an ink blob. Should come up with some cute little mascot to like have chat come out of. Oh, the alts, yeah. Gotta go for a second, be back. All right. But yeah, no, it's cool. I have gotten a lot out of this, and circling back to like talking with my grandfather, it's like, this is not going to last forever. I'm looking for jobs. I'm looking to get some part-time positions. I will eventually move out. It's going to get more chaotic, so on and so forth. I am not going to be streaming 5 hours a day, or sometimes less if it's been a weird day. I'm not going to be doing that for the rest of my life. I will still be streaming. It will probably be at some weirder hours for people. I think that's one of my biggest things I'm anxious about, is when I'm going to be able to stream with a job is not going to be when a lot of you guys are awake. So like weekend streams will be a thing. But like weekday streams, when I've got a little time, I'll need to figure that one out a bit. Can maybe make you the chat persona? Hey, well, I appreciate that. I've got some art that I want to do, and I need to find, I've got an idea for a loading screen that I need to work on. It's too big of a project for me to just sit down because I haven't done a lot of my pixel art recently. I need something like a little chat thing where it's a small enough project where I feel like I'm not just practicing, because I'm terrible where if I'm just practicing, I feel like I'm not being productive, which is a bad way of doing it. But still like attainable. Night team streams would be fun with you. Everyone else could. And that's like, I know some people will carry over, right? But not everyone, and it's going to be a change. Actually, 4, but Uno kind of became a bigger part of Johan community, so let's forget that he's my alt. I see. These physics are definitely interesting. But yeah, like, we will figure it out. Is game night at night for you? Or night for you? Well, when talking about doing like a community day, that's community day. I would want that to be at night for most people, basically when I typically stream during a day. So it's probably going to have to be like on a weekend, but then I've got a number of things going on over the weekend. So I will try. I would like to do some stuff. It's just scheduling a headache. Scheduling's a big headache when you're trying to like talk to a number of people about, hey, can I like move in with you? / oh, I'm applying to jobs over here and oh, hey, we finally caught up there. That wasn't so hard, wasn't it? Entertain me. Oh, it's chat. Game your current time of day. Yes, exactly. Stream at night. So night stream? I stream during my day, though. Robert, slight issue. That... What, you mean the Earth is round and there's multiple times happening at the same instant of time? But yeah, game your current time of day, absolutely. But I wish... I haven't come across, like, a specific English word for that, but I wish there was something for that concept of sort of hand-wavy time of day. Not everyone's in the same time zone. Exactly. Game time. I guess that does sort of work. Oh, okay, so ricochet off? Yeah. We'll all just move into... Oh, kidnapping. I was gonna say, hey, you know those content houses people make? The Johan Community House. Hell yeah. Oh, that was derpy. I'm sure that wouldn't be problematic whatsoever. Attention all staff. When the birds are sounding... Okay. Stop what you are doing and begin evacuation. Oh, great! Community basement, Johan house, let's go! All instructions received at the meeting point. Like, I'm just... Again, I love you all. We get along well in this community. Can you imagine this many disparate people from all across the world living under the same roof? I think people would die quickly. Oh, dear God. And the night dances after the reading the message. Huzzah! I do like the bird there. I am a little afraid of why we would need to evacuate. Yeah. Oh! Well, that's cool. The Johan house with 80 different people, some of which are just mannequins with Uno's outfits. That's true, so represent every follower. Oh God, that would be really funny, actually. The many cultural clashes would end us all, and also the way we all live. Yup. Because I mean, like, even people I know in real life, like, I've got friends that I would be willing to live with. They aren't willing to live with me, which is fine. Because they've got it worked out between themselves. But like, even if they were down to include a third, it's like that would be... That's still a lot of effort. That puts strain on any relationship. Even romantic relationships sometimes don't do well with the strain of living together. I'm gonna try... This is probably just gonna drop me down somewhere and I'm gonna be sad, but maybe it'll be something cool. Oh! New rule. In order to appropriately punish prisoners, we have to introduce a time limit to the outdoor visit. Okay. Cells are continuously occupied as of now. Okay. The new limit is set to 1 week. Oh, I'm not beating this in a week. You can complain to management if you have any issues with this decision. Okay. Intriguing. A TikToker made Ironland, so why not make Johanland? Well, I'm assuming that was, like, of other TikTokers. You were just about to talk about Ironland? I'm unfamiliar with this. Desks and personal belongings are expected to be moved out by Friday. Oh no! Any items left behind will get thrown out. Okay, fair enough. Years ago, we did a thing in our friend group where we buy a plot of land and each make our own houses and we settle each other. Good thing we didn't do that because we're no longer friends. Yep, things change. Oh, with his followers? Oh, dear God. That's... That sounds... Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't have any more cogent commentary than that at the moment. That's just... Oh, that does not seem like that would go well. Ironland is now recognized by the Romania TikTok account. Is that an official, like an official TikTok account of the country of Romania? What? They're trying to get another country to recognize them? So they're, oh, why did it make a little dink noise? Oh, is there something where if we touch all of these weird fairy things, we'll get something? Intriguing. So they're trying to get, like, close to UN recognition, almost? Kinda, sorta? Like, that, at the very least, that I will give it, rather than just sounding like a really bad content idea, sounds like at least potentially interesting social commentary. Because what makes a country? Other countries saying they're a country. So, okay, that I'm sure that still has a lot of problems, but it's gone from, oh god, what has TikTok done now, to, oh god, what has TikTok done now? Next goal is a TikTok account actually run by a government. Are there official government TikTok accounts? I don't TikTok much. So I'm not, oh god, that feels vaguely concerning to me. But, I mean, it is social media, and that is a way of communicating with folks. But yeah, I don't know, interacting with people. I mean, all of this is basically complicated examples of the hedgehog's dilemma, right? Of, you know, it's cool to get close to people, but also there's only so close you can get without getting hurt. And, you know, it differs from situation to situation, person to person. Johan, for US President 2024, you can pick us as your cabinet members. Now, remember, to be a US president, I believe you have to have been born in the US, and I will not tell you whether or not I would qualify in that case. But most of the time it's just people that get paid by the government running the TikTok account of their country. Yeah. Well, I mean, well, okay, but the government is people who are paid by the government. So, left for like 10 minutes and location is not changed. Well, it has changed, just not in an absolute sense. Relatively, we've been above and below this point several times. Yeah, I will need to look into Ireland, because I find things where people are trying to declare their own countries really interesting. If you guys have heard of Ireland, which I have not, but if you're interested in that kind of thing, I assume you all have heard of Sealand, the naval base off the coast of the UK, where a guy actually, like, declared war on the UK with the founders channel on Discord. Okay, I might have to reinstall TikTok for this. Because and it's YouTube. Perfect. Magnify. I started a micronation. I will absolutely check that out. Putting it further on the pile of interesting things, but yo, okay. But yeah, no, micronations are a fascinating concept, to me. Isn't there, I don't think there's a micronation in it, but if I were to found one, I feel like easiest place to do it would be, I forget the name of it. There's a small strip of land, I believe I think it's between Chad and Sudan, but it's the something triangle, and basically, it's a piece of land that both countries just kind of left out of their border treaties, and it's so absolutely devoid of any resource, devoid of resources, that no one cares to claim it. Inkland? Hell yeah. Their game menu screen in Discord? Yeah, they did, and we looked at that. I'm excited to see what kind of puzzles come out of that. But yeah, like, would it be a tenable country? No. Would it be a place where we would avoid probably the major issue of, Again, I cherish you all dearly, and I have thought about, on several occasions, it's really cool that we have this many people together and coordinating, because in medieval times, that would probably make me a small feudal lord with this many people at my beck and call. However, while I think... Now, this might be a weird hot take. I bet you that people in this chat, compared to the average people in the world, are probably going to be more likely to do well with medieval-related combat, because I suspect we're all nerds. Nerds that would be interested in that kind of thing. However, for forming a modern paramilitary to form an official military for a nation, I don't think we're probably going to be as good at that one. So I do think that if we were to found Inkland, military power might be one of our bigger issues. Johann Colt, when? Are we not already basically one? I mean, you show up to watch an icon of me speak and give wisdom while playing with strange technologies. There's a place where you can donate. It's not tax deductible because I'm not an official charity nor religious organization, but you know. Are we making a paramilitary group? I guess if we were forming a country, hey, welcome in, Nobo. Not without a sacrifice. Only took 623 deaths to craft weapons. Uh-oh. But I mean, yeah, like if we were to declare our own nation, I think our ability to form a military resistance to other countries going, no, you're going to pay your taxes, I think that would probably be one of our biggest issues. The Witness community sounds like a cult, but it's a bunch of people who like the funny puzzle game. Yep. I think the difference between what makes a cult and just a very interested community is getting I think the difference is getting smaller and smaller. Whoa, there we go. Haha. Do the seasides? I believe in your power. If finishing the B-sides is going to take you, what, 300 times? Oh, actually, by the way, I will amend my math. I threw the number into Google Docs and did a quick how many characters does it have, and it was 36, so I was thinking e to the 36. It would be e to the 35. So it would only be like 30 lengths of the universe. You know, if that's how long the B-sides will take you, I highly encourage you to try something else like the C-sides. Have I heard of Poinpy, the Downwell-like? I have heard of neither Poinpy nor Downwell. Who's ready for garlic bread RPG? Lord of the Bread. Hell yeah, that sounds amazing. Do we get like bakery points, please? If you can finish the B-sides without going totally insane, you can do C-sides? Hell yeah. Poinpy is life. Am I saying it correctly, or I feel really weird saying the phrase Poinpy. It doesn't feel like a real word. It's Poinpy? Okay. Nah, JK, making more March? Hell yeah. I would like to do March at some point. I would like to do Armed with Springs. See, that's just like Alyssa was saying, oh no, I've got too many choices. I've got too many choices, because I also, yeah, I want to finish Outer Wilds. I really want to do Rain World. I've got Nier Automata. I'm really excited for Nier Automata. There's so many things. A Spinor has an A, B, and C side. Okay. It's really cute, actually. Look it up. Okay. Let's book a time. As I was telling Diamond earlier, I would love to do some drawing practice and learn about that, but that requires me planning more than 24 hours ahead, which... Oh my god, that is a cute art style. They so small and round. As it's about a silly dinosaur that has to feed a giant cat juices or else the cat eats him. Oh no! August 18th, how about that, Mr. Inkport? I don't know, because I don't know when interviews are getting scheduled. I've got like several job applications up in the air that are probably going to be interviewing during August. As I don't know. I might not even be living in the same place at that point. It's all chaos. No, that's like literally I'm stressing myself out with like stream stuff of I don't even know how to plan ahead right now. But no, it's I'm trying to figure it out. I think my big thing is I need to figure out what I'm doing about Outer Wilds, because I don't want to just drop that, but I also, it's kind of how I've been doing it has not been, I think, great. So gotta think about that. But yeah. I appreciate the go get 'em on let's set up a time though, because I'm usually the person who's having to do that with friends. So it's nice to have someone else schedule the thing. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, Burn Sim Alive. Oh dear god. Arcade type of game. Love the music of the final level. Outer Space is a banger. The game is also hard. But seems cute. I will say though, Dragon Servant MTG, the premise has reminded me. There's in Magic the Gathering, there's a plane called Tarkir that had some time travel shenanigans. But the goblins are these cute furry little guys, and one of the clans, when they get dragons back, the dragons are basically give me food or I eat you. And I'm so sad about it. They're cute little guys, and the dragons are so mean to them. It's rip for those goblins. Ripperoni. God, I'm so okay. I'm not I'm in this really weird place because I'm not super feeling playing Magic, but I'm so excited for the set that's coming out next week. It's called Bloomborough, and it's like Redwall, Secrets of Nim, Mouse Guard. It's cute woodland critters fighting bigger evil woodland critters. And I'm just like, oh, I want the vibes, but also I don't super feel like playing the game itself, and I'm torn. Do I have my Baba playthrough archived on YouTube? I do. It's some of the early ones are split into individual Baba's You stuff. Hey, so quick PSA about how I'm doing YouTube at this point. So the way I'm doing YouTube, I was splitting up sort of each activity, but when I moved to doing sort of these more like, rather than doing it morning stream, afternoon stream, doing it sort of all in one, I went the process of doing that stream and then turning around, editing, cutting it out, uploading each of those chunks. I was just not able to keep up with it well. So basically earlier stuff is properly split up. Anything since basically the, I guess that was really the last one I was doing that with was the trolley problem stream. Anything after that has been uploaded as basically the entire stream. And it has been timestamped so you can jump to the stuff and labeled what games were played during that day. So it should hopefully be fairly easy to navigate through, but it's not all just in like a nice playlist. At some point I may go back and chop them up, but yeah. Okay, go to watch your entire Baba playthrough now, see ya. Alrighty. Because yeah, I'm just like, it's hard to get into the pattern, especially when I can do that if I was keeping a very consistent pattern, but the fact that I'm trying to be a little more like, oh, I can sort of do whatever on a day, it's hard to then keep that chopped up. So at some point I will probably turn that into a project of turning them all into individual stuff, thumbnailing, etc. But for now it is a giant amorphous blob, like me. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba. I know that's a little bit earlier, Silver, I was talking about how it's like, hey, I feel very fortunate that y'all have shown me some really cool stuff. I was just pointing out that something that I've actively talked to folks in my family about is like, I got to stream a game that someone made. I got to be the first person to finish that. And with like some of the new levels, and I got to hear some of their thought process of it, and I got to be able to go, hey, I found this issue. And how it's like, you know, yeah, streaming is not my long-term career, but it's absolutely a hobby I will be keeping up with, and it's one that I have had some really awesome experiences from, and that's special shout out to Silver for being one of those like, yo, this is one that I can get other people to understand as like, that's a really cool thing. When the Johan IRL meetup happening. Yeah, so once I get partner, and then I can pay people to show up as the VTube teleprompter. Yeah, unlikely to happen, but we never know the future. There's a GMTK game jam when you're off work, so maybe you should make a game. What's GMTK? But I mean, hey, if you feel like it, hell yeah. YouTuber? Oh, okay, awesome. I mean, hey, if you feel like it, go for it. You put out some good stuff. Wow, am I dense? Have I just been trying to jump onto that when it's probably way easier to bounce off that? Yeah, that's... Johan, have you learned nothing from over 52 hours of Jump King? The answer is yes. Huzzah, the Robert is back. But are you front? I do like your company. True, same. So continue with what you were doing. I don't mind. Okay. Cool beans. Should I make a game like Jump King? Maybe. Well, so when you say a game like Jump King, what would be conceptually like Jump King? By the way, we have to sacrifice someone to be in a cult? I mean, I don't think that's strictly speaking necessary. You can have a cult with other weird traditions. Don't don't be so narrow-minded about cults, Robert. There's a multiplayer mod on Steam Workshop. How about you two race each other to the top? I have talked about that with Jump King. The multiplayer is one I do want to look into that, but that's not currently where I'm at with it. Like simple but annoying controls, difficult gameplay, and one massive hand-built world to explore. I think that does absolutely, yeah, that covers it. Because yeah, I'm curious what your idea for like a difficult control would be. But yeah, I think basically something that's got a slightly hostile control, something that is certainly challenging, and something that's really pretty. Awesome. I would love to see what you come up with for that. I feel like genuinely interesting difficult controls are a really tough thing to figure out. Like Jump King I think does a good job because it's difficult, but I don't think it's difficult because it's difficult in like an absolute sense. I think it's difficult because it's not building on your prior experience with platformers. This game is 100% muscle memory. Yes, absolutely. You're trying to memorize exactly how stuff is, but it's not allowing you to work on previous muscle memory. You just have to get the jump power right and remember it. Yep. And yeah, and your muscles help with that. But I think what makes it difficult is, so I guess, so you're saying it is difficult in a technical sense because a lot of other platformers, you get a little more feedback and a little more options rather than just like having to rely on that memory. But I think one of the big components is you get behind it. Like it's a relatively intuitive thing once you've gotten used to it, but you don't have the benefit of a lot of games. You have the benefit of you've played other games like it. And so even if it's a difficult one, you've got experience to draw on. Whereas this, it is a unique control system. And that is what is making it tough, is that you're having to rewrite some of your other muscle memory to get there, I think. There's Twitch friends who've met IRL in December, and they were so nice to meet IRL. Oh, awesome. Plus, fun story, I had to get picked up by said Twitch friends to go somewhere, and while picking you up to go out, they mentioned the area you live in and how they grew up here. Oh, that's super cool. We found out, me and 3 other people, we went to the same middle school and high school. It's such a small world. I've had stuff like that happen. Not from like direct internet people, but like where I went to college. I was not the main body of people that went there, but there were a couple of people that like I had never met at my high school, but had gone to my high school. And this was like the campus population of this college was about the same as my high school, actually a little less. So truly small world. Hey, it's just 3 screens. How bad can it be? Clueless. Yeah, no, it's trying to figure out how to make a game hostile to the user in a way that's still fun, I think is a very interesting, it's a very interesting area of gaming to explore. So I've said it, what, 100 times today. I was hanging out in the Dr. Rick stream yesterday, and I forget the name of the map he was doing. He was doing Jump King. And it was something of Utopia, if that rings a bell to anyone. Maybe Babe of Utopia. But there was a section in it that was... There was a section in it where the area between jumps was blind. And I thought it was done very tastefully. It was removing information from the player, but in a way where you still had feedback mechanisms. It was just a much tougher feedback mechanism to wrap your head around, but not insurmountably so. It was requiring you to stop getting complacent and revisit what you're doing. But I've seen that done, I would consider, poorly in a lot of ways. I am a big fan of Slay the Spire. I think Slay the Spire is a fantastic game. I am looking forward to Slay the Spire 2. If I don't think I really have the qualifications, but hey, from what I've seen of the studio, I'd love to work there. I think it's a great game. I'm going to say something that I think is bad about it. And for the life of me, I can't remember the relic, but there's one of the boss relics that gives you extra energy with the consequence. That is how most of those boss relics work. However, the consequence is you don't get to see the enemy's intent, which is a really big part of the game, is you see what the enemy is about to do, and then you respond to it. Now, there are very good players who know the patterns and the variation and are able to respond to that well. But it kind of makes the gameplay miserable, and it's a really bad watching experience for people following along, who don't necessarily have that same level of expertise. Did I hear the sequel Jump King Quest is being revealed today? I have not heard that, because I do not really keep up with Jump King news. But yeah, so that was just a little side spiel about, I think it's a really interesting space to remove options from players, but I think it's a really tough one to do well. Even people that I think do a really good job with game design, I think sometimes drop the ball. Told me about it once? I'm sorry. Again, memory is like Swiss cheese. Who's Dr. Rick? Dr. Rick is another streamer. He's not streaming for the next 10 days. We rated him yesterday. He does a lot of like speedruns. He's gotten into Minecraft a bit recently. He does Mega Man on Mondays, which I've been learning a little bit about. And does some Jump King. So, I highly recommend him. I would say he's a lot less talkative than I am, but he's someone who very clearly thinks about the stuff he's doing, and if you can get him talking, I think it's a fantastic time. Time to become a full Jump King streamer? No! I had this happen with Baba, I almost got there. I like my variety. Legitimately, a big part of why I stream is I enjoy interacting with people. It's fun, but I get a lot of intrinsic joy out of streaming just for the sake of engaging with games more. And it's been for part of why I'm streaming is because I have a really hard time allowing myself to just play games on my own time. So I'm not going to commit to one game, goddammit. Remember Lingo Week? Yes, I do. The custom maps take 100 hours, though. There's no other option. Well, I got through 52 hours on the first map, the original map, and I was just doing that as like an hour each morning for a while. And it was just a fun sort of warm-up. No, I am aware that I missed some of those, Robert. That's conversation keeps flowing. Apparently Tim said Diamond stream better than Johan stream, so suck it, Johan, better somehow? Hell yeah, awesome. I didn't miss all your messages. I did see that I saw the meetup, I saw there was one more. Wish you knew how to make games, then you make Johan the game, but secretly a rage game, but still fun. Getting over it, but you're Johan, oh dear god. Well, the thing is, knowing how to make a game, it legitimately doesn't take a whole lot. I'll shove some pirate software stuff at you. I missed every single one? Oh, well, okay. Well, then I'll just miss this one, I guess. I just never met someone through online means like this either. Never read it. But yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting. I'm a very timid person with that. But no, I mean, like, legitimately, making a game is so easy these days. Making a good game, different matter entirely. But making a game, being able to sit down with a bit of software and start something where you can press buttons and something happens on the screen, even if you do not know how to code, there are options that will let you get started with that in an hour. honest to God, go look at Scratch. I'm not a big fan of Scratch. Scratch is a fantastic resource if you want to learn how to start out with that, and people have made some cool stuff in it. We sacrifice Rohan to become a Johan cult? I guess. Is sacrificing someone that is canonically evil good for making an evil cult, or are you suggesting we're making a good cult? Scratch is what made you? Awesome. That's so good. I absolutely I crap talk. Wow, that's talk about. See, again, I try to not like swear because I want to think about what I'm saying, but it does sometimes make sometimes it's better to just say it. I do shit talk Scratch. It is something where I go, you know, it is something I started using it. I very quickly went, nope, not for me. And I made my first game was a little text-based adventure that I made in 3 days at a coding camp that I called Pork because I was riffing on Zork, and it was really bad, but I learned how to use Java for it. Scratch, however, was a really great way. I mean, Java, any coding, I didn't know how it worked. It so intimidated me at first. But using Scratch and going, oh, wait, it's literally just like logical statements? Oh, hell yeah. It made it so much less scary. Yeah, you're restricted in Scratch. I would never make a game in there again. Yep. And horrible at Scratch. Yep. Never make a game in there again. Scratches for the schools. Yep. But it's such a good thing for starting out, and people have made really good stuff. Even if you are restricted, it's insane some of the things I've seen people make. Wait, holy crap, I was there when you discovered the flower world on Baba. That might have been your first stream here. Oh, awesome. Made a farming game on Scratch somehow? Sick. And yeah, and so Robert, already good at Scratch, you want real game making skills? Well, awesome. Then you've already done the first step. So, do some coding. Your phone is on 7%. Oh dear God. Well, charger, or if you must sacrifice the lovely dulcet background noises, no worries. Made a game on C++. Ooh, okay. I'm always really bad. I can never remember the difference between C++ and C#. I know there's a big difference, but I can never remember which is which. Charger, I barely knew her. So I made 3D game on Scratch using math. Damn, that's impressive. Even if a number of folks have done it, doesn't make it less impressive. That's still a lot of work. The difference is that C++ is bad. Is C++ the one where you're having to deal with memory pointers? Because I know it's one of the two of them that you have to do like direct memory allocation, and it was an absolute headache. Yeah, okay, yeah. Not a big fan of C++. I've used it. I've not done it for a whole lot. Oh, you're not sure? Okay, hold up. We're looking this up. C++ pointers. Yes. Oh God. Oh no, I'm having the flashbacks. It is absolutely C++ that has that. But Shrugs said something about C++ being bad with something about memory. There's nothing that's intrinsically wrong about that. There are a lot of people who will go, hey, this is really good, because garbage collection and a number of things about how most other languages handle memory allocation. It's convenient, but you don't have as much control. I would say that C++ is good if you're the type of person who likes Linux. If you like full control, even at the cost of convenience, I think C++ is fantastic. You use Python in school sometimes? I did a little bit of Python. I want to do more with it because I learned a bit more about it so that I was using Qiskit to learn a little bit about quantum computing programming. And it had good libraries there. I want to learn a bit about it for PyTorch and TensorFlow because I would like to have a better understanding of AI. But I like my curly brackets. I've seen this page before, but didn't get what this is useful for. This is just describing how memory allocation works in a lot of object-oriented languages. When you are creating a variable, the variable is acting as both the address and the variable itself. In C++, you split out the reference as a pointer and the actual value at it. So if you save a variable I if you save the value 1 into the variable I in a lot of languages, you can use as a reference to that variable and then increment it directly. In C++, you can mention the memory address to get the value at I, and then you can increment that value. Why? I don't fully know. I have not made good use of C++. There are a number of reasons for it that allow you to get more finicky about memory allocation and optimize code. It's the same reason I believe that people make arguments for still doing some tweaking in assembly. But that has been my general opinion of it. There are absolutely use cases for it. I am not well acquainted with them. I am not the person to talk to about those use cases. I do know they exist. It is not completely ridiculous, but I equals I. This is not an identity. But yeah, it is something. There are use cases for it. I think it is a lot more specific than a lot of people who are proponents of it make it seem, but there are reasons for it. It is not needlessly ridiculous. It's just not my first tool of choice. So that's my little spiel on that. Right, taught yourself Unity in 2018 for C#. Yep, that's Unity for any amount of game dev I've done. I have not actually made any proper games, but I am familiar with Unity. I did a little bit of that because for robotics, I made a VR simulation of the robotics game. And Unity was really convenient for that. Java better? I like Java. I use a lot of Java, but I've been using more JavaScript because of all my web stuff. I equals I plus 1 programmers, math enthusiasts. You have two choices. Have a cool dancing little cockroach, there we go, in your room or $400 million in gold. I'd probably choose the gold, but cute cockroach is compelling. Your brain says Minecraft Bedrock is so bad, so C++ must be bad, but it's probably not that way. The things that languages make does not inherently make them bad. Just because 50 Shades of Grey was written in English does not mean that English is bad. It is bad, but for separate reasons. But yeah, so like that cockroach, because the H was a K, there was a typo, so I had to reparse the word halfway through it. So it was, wait, is it cockroach? No, it's cockroach. It took me a moment, okay? But so like legitimately, Rob, I do think I should do a code battle stream or code war stream at some point. And I should sit here, chew on some programming problems and talk to folks. I assume that's as a face of very just sort of face, but my brain is trying so hard to read that as an equation. And it's not working well. But yeah, I should do, or what, 1 is not equal to 1, perhaps. Things do not compute. But yeah, I should do a stream where we're just sort of, hey, here's a coding problem. Let's talk about this a little bit. It seems like we've got a number of folks who are interested in code and a number of folks who are familiar with code. 1 minus equals decrement negative 1. Gotcha. Yes. Yes. God, oh god. I hardly ever write it like that, but yes, yes, you can do increment and decrement operators like that. Oh man, it's been years since I've had a project where I needed to do that, but yeah, A equals A plus B, B equals B plus A. Oh, but you need a third God, no, that's I know there are convenient ways to swap stuff like that, but I typically always just use the third variable, which I know is not amazing. So A equals A plus B, so it's A plus B, and then B equals B plus A, so B is going to equal A plus B, so A plus 2B, I believe. Hold up, no, wait, so A equals A plus B, so let's assume that, so B and A are already assigned to something, so if A equals A plus B, it's going to equal A plus B. B still equals B, so it's B plus A plus B, so yeah, A plus 2B. But yeah, like, I think it would be fun. J plus O plus H plus A plus N equals diamond, but different. Number, but it's just variables. There's not a number assigned. If you want to tell me what A and B are initially, I can give you an answer, but otherwise I can only give you the form. Remember that at one programming class, we were programming robots. The way of coding was similar to Scratch. Okay. Oh, was it... I don't suppose it was, like, Lego Mindstorms or EV3? The answer is 0. But if you haven't initialized them... Oh, is that a way for denoting A swap B? I had the brilliant idea of making a robot controllable with a controller. Okay. The way robots get the code is you download code into a special plate thing and then inserting the plate into the robot. The plate itself has buttons, and there's code extension that allows plates to communicate with each other. Oh, interesting. Continue. This was also the first time anyone had ever used plates for the... Oh, used 2 plates for the same robot? Gotcha. Nice. C equals B plus A? Okay. And at what point in the program? But yes, chess battle advance. Very nice. Already beat 1C? Hell yeah. Oh god, now I'm having flashbacks. I had like a quote unquote robotics class in like high school, and separate from the competition I did, and it was using like Lego Mindstorms, and oh, me and my partner, it was a sumo competition. Think kind of like Diet BattleBots. And we just built the most dense robot possible with a wedge that would move to the center of the ring and just basically look around in like 30-degree increments. And as soon as it spotted something moving, it would charge, get the flipper under it, and then when that depressed a touch sensor, it would flip them off. And it was really effective, but there was some sort of weird like static interference that kept causing the code to hang. And we tried so many things to manage it. We didn't win because the robot would just stop executing code mid-match sometimes, but the couple of wins we got were quite spectacular. Did I superglue it? No. I do like the little cow emoji that Diamond you just did. Is it a little bear breathing? I don't quite understand it, but it looks cute. Oh, it has an emoticon thing for some reason. Aw, with a little blush. Love that. I think cow emoji are very cute. The big face ones. Very fun. But yeah, we should do a coding stream. And Robert, if you're asking, so like you asked Silver how he learns scripting. Don't know how Silver learned scripting, but genuinely the way I learned a lot of it, outside of class before I was getting into actually formal education on it, go look up some YouTube tutorials of, find a project you're interested, something that's a little simple, and look up some video tutorials. If you're genuinely interested, I wouldn't say you've learned scripting, just wing it. Yep. Very fair. Whole category for look of disapproval, fantastic. I find that, the Greek letter theta, I think, is very, or not theta, omega is very good for that. But like, Robert, if you're genuinely interested in learning scripting and some game stuff, let me know. Send me a DM with like types of projects that you're interested in, and I can help. As someone who has done enough to know, hey, I think this is probably a good tutorial or not, I can go find a couple for you. And point those out, and I can recommend some good resources for a lot of coding is learning where to look up information. Your biggest friends are going to be Stack Overflow for very particular questions, and generally speaking for concepts, I think that W3 Schools is a very, very good resource. Speaking of coding, you did a very cool mouse effect based on a rain world thing. Oh, nice! Exciting. Like, when you say mouse effect, what do you mean by that? Like, a cursor? So continue 2. The plates used radio signals of all things. Okay. The robots were McQueen robots. Some other people made a robot that plays Rickroll. The original purpose activity we did with the robots was making code so they run through a track. The robot could know if the ground he was standing in was black or white, so that was how we tell him to turn or not. Oh, okay, yeah. I remember doing some basic line following stuff. Just cursor effect? Oh no, that's not just cursor effect. I was just trying to understand. That's super cool. I haven't messed around with my cursor a lot, but I did. One of my friends, the friend I mentioned, is really into My Hero Academia. Did like a little Todoroki pointer, which was very cute, and they were very happy with. 2D with gravity. Make a rage game. Okay. Why is there a bullet arrow character? Not a clue. Tried using Game Maker once. Well, I've got a couple of RPG makers because they went on sale for like $2. I'm like, sure, awesome. But I need to sit down and make something. I don't know about Rage Games specifically, Robert, but there is a tutorial I've still got somewhere in like a Google Doc sheet of like one that I was following that it's a Unity tutorial for a basic platformer that gets across a lot of good concepts about like spriting and basic physics. So I'll pass that along. I'll take a quick look if I can find anything else along those lines. Making a Rage game, I think, is a lot of that's going to be level design and messing with like the particular values of some of the physics constants. So, but I can start you off with some stuff that I think will be good bones for generally how to be operating in a 2D physics-based environment. And I'll try and provide you a couple of resources that I think are really good for getting some of the concept that you'll be using in that. Gravity decreases every time you jump. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, that would be nightmarish. Some wobbly liquidity physics for an object. I haven't come across a lot of stuff with that, so I can look for that more specifically. That is probably going to be something that is usually going to be something that's more game engine specific. So most of the tutorials they'll be able to give you are going to be Unity, but the concept should be fairly similar across a lot of engines. Obviously some variations, but I mean that's kind of what code is, right? Is you learn the basic idea and then you learn the tools that you like to work with. Shall I make an abuse march game where you can throw him around and put a flame on him? That sounds kind of fun. Horrible because he's such a cute little man, but I don't know. He's squishy, so could probably be fine. And bit of Johann meat suit lore. I have a history with peeps. Random gravity every jump? No. For science fair experiments as a child in elementary school, my frequent nemesis, my frequent concept was, what horrible thing can I do to a peep? I have not ignored, I'm jumping around a lot. We've got a lot of folks talking, which is awesome. Lots of conversation threads, and I am but one man whose focus is like that. I don't even know what my focus is like. I think a grasshopper has more focus than I do. Still want to come back to it, but the last thing you did on Game Maker was what you can only describe as a bullet heaven and hell at the same time. Oh, interesting. How do I'm not familiar with bullet heaven. Game switch when? Ignored every message, not good streamer. Oh no. Well, I guess I'll just have to leave then. Destroy stream in shame. Probably not a game switch today, Robert. I was thinking a bit of Outer Wilds, but it's honestly probably gonna go for like another half hour and then probably wrap it up for the day. This was just sort of chill. Day got off to a weird start between not sleeping until like 4 a.m. and some other stuff I had to deal with, but we're here. We had some good conversations. We're still having some good conversations, dear God, and have fun. Badmouth the March game, or you're saying I should badmouth the March game. I can't tell if it's a request or a name. Oh, looks like someone new joined the Discord. I'm in streamer mode, so I can't see whomst. I'm assuming. Oh, TG. Oh, I'm assuming with the T and that face, that's Silver. God, brain. Silver/TGK. Joining. Welcome in. Glad to have you. How do I rate chess to... Oh, at Nomo. Bullet Heaven is where you are the one shooting lots of bullets to kill enemies. Ah, okay. Bullet Hell is where you are there are a bunch of bullets that you need to dodge. Yes, I'm familiar with Bullet Hell. It's funny. When I was playing Undertale, I'm like, this feels a little bit like a Bullet Hell in some regards, and people didn't know what a Bullet Hell was when I was saying that. Like, not even just like disagreeing with Undertale being a Bullet Hell. I can totally understand that. But they were just like, I've never heard that word before. I was like, what? How? And Bullet Heaven and Hell is whatever you're cooking when you made that Game Maker project. Gotcha. Yo, I'm gonna send a cute video of you and Dev March walking around. Oh, I'm very excited for that. Is that okay to show on stream? Undertale was inspired by Toho? Oh, I did not know that. I know. Was Orisk saying something? Yeah, it's in Discord. Awesome. And we'll take a quick look. Was it Orisk that was saying something about Toho the other day? Or is that me just forgetting stuff again? Oh my god! He's so small! Oh, that's adorable. He face, it's so flat. That's, so I have not done Bouncy Cube. I have not done, Stripper got DM, no! I've been doomed. Little Bouncy Boy, exactly. Oh, I had words, and they were good words. But see, this is the problem. I don't even read my own messages sometimes. The messages in my brain, you're gonna abuse him. Yay! I don't know. Oh, see, perfect segue. Should be concerned. No, it's psychological phenomenon that I have not actually read any literature on. It might just be pop psych, but one of my friends who is another psych major and looks into a lot, so I have some vague impression that this is an actual psychological phenomenon. When something is so cute that it sort of transfers over into aggression, of it's like, this is so cute, I'm going to kill it. I don't remember the mechanism that's being suggested with it, other than I think it's something along the lines of there are similar... Basically, excitement and aggression are related chemically in the brain, which, to my knowledge, is correct. And so it just sort of, it transfers over. At the end of the video, he falls and dies. He does! And but he bouncy. So does he die? I mean, I know you're the creator of the game, so your canon goes, but I like to think, similar to the abominable snowman in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, he bounce. He survive. It's an endless void, so I guess he didn't die. Right, he's just stuck in permanent purgatory. Yeah, that's so much better. He has a face that looks like it's experienced existential suffering. Yeah, no, he face, it triggers the cuteness aggression in me. He is so cute that I wish to do him harm. So I think an abuse game would actually be very fantastic with that. You apparently made an accidental Marsh character during your stream today. It was a candle? Aw, adorable. I like candles a lot. I think candles are nice. A game that has been kicking around in my head as something I would like to make. My problem is I've got a number of concepts that I think are good, and as a result, because I'm not at a very well-developed point in it, they excite me and I want to do things with them, but I also restrain myself from it because I think I will muck them up. So I need to just pick something simple that I'm not too invested in, but I'm still excited about, which is tough. But I would love to do a like small puzzle game, possibly a platformer, but I think emphasis on like puzzles, where it's mostly an excuse for like a very nice background, but basically being like a young child who's being raised in a nature preserve or like a monastery, that has some aspect of mysticism going on, where there's a mountain that changes in response to how it feels about the people climbing it, and it is your job to light candles, to basically sort of protect it. It's some form of sacred duty, or maybe it will be something that has a practical effect. But basically, it's a game about providing lit candles in a snowy environment, because I find that personally very satisfying. There was a really good snow a year or two back, before we were getting harassed by kids in the neighborhood. When we actually felt comfortable, we put up some like little glass mason jars along our fence and lit candles in them, which is very sort of like pagan Yule-y, but it was very nice, and I would love to make a game that provides people with a similar experience. Sorry, my ramble. I don't think I can make the design better. Do you think like he's just a rounded Q boy with a face? I think so. On it, like that all simple is good. Like there's a reason why Johann the Blob doesn't have a mouth, because I don't think he needs a mouth. I think the mouth subtracts from what you're able to project onto him. I a cute little blob. And yeah, I think he's already soft and his face is very good. I think that's perfect character design. Fun fact, scientists once injected an elephant with a lot of drugs that caused hallucinations. The elephant started to destroy it. I can understand that. I mean, I probably would too. Johan, I just checked out the Library of Babel site, and apparently the book with your exact address is book number... okay. That's... Why are you sad about that? I don't know what that book is. The project first was me learning how GM works, so I followed a tutorial for an asteroid type of game. Then I messed a bit with it and made the bullets be able to go around just like the asteroids the player could. Then the screen got clustered with bullets, so I decided to make them able to hit the player. Then it happened. Due to a mistake, asteroids kept multiplying after you destroyed them. Uh-oh. So you had to deal with infinitely more asteroids as well as dodging your own bullets. That was somehow very funny. Yeah, that sounds okay. Bullet heaven and hell. You're huge destruction and huge, oh dear God, please don't destroy me. Well, the blob that got knocked over needed a mouth for emotion. Oh no, and that's... there are appropriate instances for it. And that's... Like, I've got something set up when I was streaming with my friend Tanner, learning how collaborative streams do stuff. I set up the like Discord integration so that you can set up like a little animated PNG. And that one I did have it so that I opened my mouth when talking, because that was an appropriate instance of it. But for the base design, I'm like, yeah, no, I think the mouth... I think what I'm going to draw for a mouth is going to subtract from the cuteness, so I left it off. Yours, I think the mouth was very important for conveying the emotion in the spilled ink blob. And that's we've got some of the emotes, some of the awesome things that Pug did for us. We've got the little ooh-woo mouth because it's important. When check Discord, was there something new in Discord? By the way, what? Nothing? Oh dear. That's concerning with the little smiley face. Video games. Ready for a real challenge? What the hell? That's a lot of spikes. Uno, I wish you well. Also, wait, are you... Is that one of the, like, Unova region, one of the Unova region, like, centipede-type Pokemon? I'm forgetting their names, because it's been years since I've played a Pokemon game. Not Venipede. Is it Venipede? No, that wouldn't be Venipede. You made Baba's You Johan dance? Oh, nice. Oh, the Johan dance emote? Never gets used? Well, because we don't have Nitro, and animated emotes can only be used by Nitro users. We did not end up rating DCPG yesterday. I need to take a look at his stuff. I was mostly concerned because it was some sort of like R18 rated. It was doing the censor preview, and when I clicked on it, it's not intended for all audiences. Which I'm sure is probably fine, but I'm like, I'm going to check a little bit more and look at stream VODs on my own before I just hop in. We ended up rating Dr. Rick instead. And I have not had a chance to look at DCPG, but on my radar, and thank you, because I was actually going to check. I was going to have to scrub through the VOD to remember what the name was. It's just some story. Which, yeah, and like, I know that these people all care a huge amount about that. Tim stream. But, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I figured it's probably fine, but I'm still like, I am going to check that before I just hop in immediately. So yeah, I will still check. I trust you, but if it is something that I feel responsible for, I like to be responsible for it. But yeah, I was unfamiliar with the game, but it seemed intriguing. Will I raid Sigma if Sigma's online? Probably. Wow, Johan, you care about your audience. I know, isn't it? Wait, did I already say? See, I even get into my own loops where sometimes I read the same message twice, I think. Yeah, no, it's almost like I'm aware of the fact that I've got a platform, however small it is, and you guys are here watching things. I don't want to. I want to use it well. I want to be someone that you can at least trust in the capacity of I am someone that you watch. That's why when I'm talking about informational stuff, I hope it's very clear that even if I will sometimes talk about stuff I'm not super knowledgeable about, but I hope it's clear that I am not an expert. I am very open to being corrected. If people have resources, please send them to me. And I like to check things because guess what? Information is important and I don't know everything. Have you heard the Nations of the World, a song that was in oh yeah, the from Animaniacs, Yakko's World. I have heard that. I never memorized that because it has a lot of outdated countries. One of the lyrics goes Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany and now in One Piece. Oh, One Piece reference. Yes, exactly. Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany. Yeah, I know the rough tune, but it was not. I watched a lot of Animaniacs. My favorite bit though, I was a big fan of Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain, yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. Did I see the reboot? There's a reboot? No, I did not. I'm a little afraid because Animaniacs occupies, like, nostalgia for me, which I feel like usually that runs in poorly with reboots. There's a reboot that came on in 2020? Okay, if you say it's really good, I will have to check it out. Oh! No, you're right! Not that I didn't believe you, but you've just triggered a memory, because a lot of stuff from around that time, that was very chaotic in my life, as with many people. I forgot about a lot of stuff, but vaguely in the back of my mind, I do recall that something like that happened. I will have to give it a look then. Because legitimately, I felt Animaniacs was a very good show. Very fun, very zany. Quite literally zany. I mean, any show that uses the word zany, how can you not love it? Narf point. It's funny, I do find that there are a lot of things that I watched, and I really sympathized with, like, you know, like an intelligent and then unintelligent duo type dynamic. And I used to always really love the intelligent one, because I was a nerd and thought that being smart was super important. And now the more and more, as I grow, more and more I find myself identifying more strongly with the Pinky, with the Yuri, with, you know, with the one that isn't being coded as the super intelligent one, but who still, oftentimes they have a certain wisdom about them. Yuri from Girls' Last Tour. Because you've got, like, Cheeto, who's very bookish and whatnot, and Yuri, who is food and exist. No, not... Oh, I realized that out of context. What? Not everyone has the context inside my head? Crazy. But yes, no, not the genre, nor Yuri on Ice. Oh, you're going to say Doki Doki Literature Club. Also another one. It's almost like Yuri's a common name. Those segments of other characters aren't there, but they got Pinky and the Brain backstory. Oh, hell yeah. Your mom just smashed your TV in front of 69 guests at your house because of Johan. Uh-oh. My wife just took our crying kids and said they're all spending the week at the hotel. This channel has ruined my life and my party. I can't handle this anymore. Goodbye, Johan. I am no longer a fan. Uh-oh. Well, I'm sorry that I guess Pinky and the Brain was too much for people. I'm sorry that my rendition was so soulful and caused such problems for you. But nevertheless, I shall not repent. I will live my truth. I think I've mentioned a number of times, I would love to do, like, a karaoke stream, but I'm still, even with, like, oh, you know, VOD will probably just get muted, or, you know, just don't have a VOD. There's still part of me that's like, with copyright. But then I was realizing, I really like sea shanties and folk songs. What if I just made sure that everything I did was public domain sea shanties and folk? I think I'd have a good time with that. They also still have a few songs per episode, which is apparently really hard nowadays because nobody pays animators. Y'all? But that's cool. I'm glad they still have the songs. Johan Shanty? I like shanties. Recently gone to your grandparents' home for a visit. They stated Johan was on the TV the other night and were cheering you on. Like, I'm absolutely not joking. My grandparents even invited all 42,069 of our neighbors to watch. Uh-huh, very serious. Your message? I'm sorry, I didn't see... I saw... You give everything a look, why not a taste or smell? Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I kind of glossed over because of all of the random symbols you were sending. Why do I... Because I feel like give it a look is a common turn of phrase, whereas give something a taste or give something a smell, those are very, like, specific things, right? Like, if someone said, oh, hey, there's this really cool perfume, I'd say, oh, well, if I get the opportunity, I'll give it a smell, or like a food. But for food, yeah, then I would probably say taste. But I'm not gonna go around and, I'm not gonna go jam a programming language or a video into my mouth. Yawn, you missed the DM message? No, I mentioned it. I was just quiet about it, of streamer got DM'd. There's also Yakko sings every word in the English language. Oh dear god, that seems horrific. Give something a peek? No, P-double-E-K. But yes, I did see that I had been DM'd. I'm not inherently against that, but I do keep it somewhat quieter. I'm no problems with DMs. The look, ma, I'm on stream is something that has on occasion been overused, so I'm a little shy of it. Hey, welcome in, Pitta. How's it going? You missed the alt accounts message. Which one? Also checking time. So we'll probably go. I know I haven't made a lot of progress. We've just been chatting. We'll probably go another like 10-ish minutes here. I would love to get back up to the slippy slidey ice things, but I think this is a very good demonstration of talking and jump kinging. Fun, but not good for jump kinging. However, jump king good for talk. Oh, Johan, you also missed the balloon stream that you did that ended up crashing the stream. Oh no! Is that why you had it named Stream Please Don't Crash? But no, that's fun. Your alt account already told me. Welp. I have not seen it. Terribly sorry. I'm trying to think. Part of my problem is there are a lot of songs I enjoy for shanty-esque reasons, but are not shanties. You're hungry? Well, Policarsi, get a cookie. I saw the message. How do you know I saw the message if you're saying I didn't read it out? Gamer be gaming. Oh, hey, welcome in, Dr. Rick. We're probably only going another 10-ish minutes here, but yeah, we started New Babe Plus because, or is it New Babe? Yeah, New Babe Plus. Because yeah, watching you do real good yesterday, I was like, man, I do have a hankering for it, and things were chaotic today, so we returned to the comforting blanket that is Jump King. What are we doing after this? Ending stream. Because yeah, I started late. I'm still ending around 4:30 my time. Just enough time to beat the game. Don't think I'll quite get. I know. This has just sort of been chilling. I think I mentioned it earlier. If I didn't say it aloud, I'm sorry. Word scramble. I would like to do word scramble. I'm just not. You know the days where if someone showed up on your doorstep and handed you $1 million, you'd still possibly punch them in the face because it's someone showing up on your doorstep? That's kind of how my morning got off to. So I'm like, I want to play word scramble when I'm going to be able to have fun with the frustration. Yup, words on stream. What? There we go. I read the alt account message. Well, I'm confused by you. I'm being confused. Oh god, now my brain's going Robert, but then there's Dr. Rick here, so I'm like, 2 R names. But yeah, so we are Jump King, you say? Well, how about bounce on over to the Discord? Wahaw! I thought I had another thought. That's concerning. Oh man, I hate when I do that. When I have a conversation with myself in my head, and I'm like, ooh, I will say that out loud, because it's not a conversation just me, but it's also a conversation relevant to other people, and then the words disappear. Yeah, you get that. Games are only fun when you want to play them, and that especially goes for puzzle games. Yep, and that's part of why I was like, backing away from Baba. Backing away from Baba. Hate why I have dementia too. Yeah, it feels a little like that, doesn't it? Yobo sings all the swear words in the English language. Uh-oh. Oh, that's the horrible idea? Oh, no, 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 no. To the tune of Yakko's World. That would be tough, though. There's a lot of them. English is prolific. So are you saying, Robert, are you saying that the alt is Uno? Dementors? Just a little soul-sucking. I'm trying really hard to think. Man, it was a really good thought. Now I'm hyping it up too much though. Saw a video that has all the swear words and it's 41 seconds long. Really? I'm genuinely impressed. I mean, you could always pull I guess we can't. There's not really a George Carlin sketch in there anymore because you can say just about any word on television these days. Why else did he disappear? Because he has life and other things to do? Yup. Wait, turrets or Tourette's? That was something I had a friend, you know which it is, fair enough. I actually had a friend, it wasn't specifically Tourette's, but it was a related issue. It was like physical tics that he couldn't prevent. And it turns out, I'm looking into it because I was researching a bit to try and understand what was up better. It turns out, apparently Tourette's can involve physical tics, which I did not know. It's typically, I believe, a dopaminergic dysregulation, so it's similar to, like Parkinson's, which I just think things that I was unaware of. Is actually just your alt all along? I guess so. Very different personalities. And also some very good simultaneous message sending. Oh, that was it. It actually wasn't that good. I was going to try and talk a little bit about sea shanties, because I am a big fan of sea shanties. And I am a big fan of The Longest Johns. Please take nothing I say. Do not construe any of it as criticism of the band known as The Longest Johns. However, they are people who seem to understand what shanties are and know a fair bit about it. But the fact that the Wellerman, their cover of the Wellerman, got picked up and now everyone thinks that the Wellerman is a sea shanty and a whole bunch of other things like it are sea shanties, the pedantic part of me wants to scream, the Wellerman is not a sea shanty. It is a folksal song, but is not, in fact, a sea shanty. There is no working verse in it. The things that are sea shanties are actually a fairly small subset of things that are essentially time-locked to the Age of Sail. You could create something in a shanty format these days, but people aren't, because it turns out that's not great for topping the charts. Different personality to get him to think that he's real? I guess. But yeah, here's the thing. I openly admit I am bad with the categorization of sea shanties. I cannot tell you the difference between a capstan or a wow, I'm even blanking on the different types, but like a capstan versus a windlass shanty and things like that. I'm bad at telling the particular like working rhythms that they have, but that's an important part of something being a shanty. But I mean, still, big fan. They do a lot of very great nautical sounding songs, but the strong pedant in me is going, but they're not shanties, people. And I understand that's a me problem. I am not going to rain on people's parades too much. However, I listened to a Spotify playlist that said it was sea shanties, and the first two songs were not even nautical. They were Irish folk tunes. Just because it's funky and folksy does not make it a sea shanty. Please. Seems you're too late. Someone made a cuss word song. Hey, nice. How else would you be faster than Uno every time and know what he wanted to do? There are some times where he doesn't just seem to agree with you, but I guess you can have an argument with yourself. But no, I mean, like, actual shanty. Drunken Sailor. That is an actual shanty. And I believe probably public domain, because it's a sea shanty. Those are all from the 1700s, and good luck finding whoever wrote them originally. Because that was one of the things I find really cool about sea shanties is that they're an oral tradition, where you've got someone who learns a couple of the like choruses and then typically improvises the verses. We've got versions of them these days, but it's not like they're a canonical version. It's what someone at some point bothered to write down, and I find that fun. Somehow had to convince me? I guess so. But yeah, like, I could sing what would we do? Yeah, what would we do with a drunken sailor on stream, and that should be totally fine. Although, for all I know, their software would go, "Hey, you're singing the song that was sung by so and so." It's like, no. They performed it, I'm not using their version. But yeah, like Stan Rogers you couldn't do, although Stan Rogers, fantastic musician. Could do Hurrah for the Black Ball Line, everyone's favorite. I think Nancy Whiskey is a proper folk song. Blah. Bum. Okay. Let's see if we can get back to the slidey tops. I believe in us. Successfully trolled me? Uh-huh. You have successfully trolled me in the past. You don't need to pretend that Uno is you to get another successful troll in. Okay. Big jump, small jump, too small of jump. Well, actually too big of jump, really. The deep snow is tough. It is not friendly to us. Small jump, big jump, small jump, bigger jump, small jump right. No, I don't trust it. There we go. Yeah, we can go to the left. Wahey. Full jump. Small jump right, full jump. Small jump left. Good placement. The only renaming thing was done to troll me even further. Ah, of course. Okay. Landing there, we want to jump to the right, even though I mucked it up. It's okay. Okay. Oh, we could do roll the old chariot along. And we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot. Oh, but see that. Okay, so the beautiful thing is that a lot of them were improvised. I'm sure that we could come up with something for Jump King. And we'll jump the old. No, see, because so chariot is 3 syllables. So we can't really do king or knight. Yeah, I was trying to say jump knight, wasn't I? I always do that. And we'll climb for the babe at the top, and we'll climb for... No, it's not quite following that rhythm. I'm sure we'll figure something out, though. I'm still here? I am. This is very typical. Jumpman, dude guy. I not reached the ice sewer? We reached the bottom of it, but this is very typical for me doing stuff, is you will see me in the same area plenty. Our goal is to reach the bottom of the ice sewer once more, and then we will probably be wrapping up Listrim. Ah! Boop, 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 ba-doop, boo. But yeah, no, it's Jumpman dude guy. Yes, he is many things, but I mean he looks like a knight. It's hard to not want to call him the Jump Knight. Johannes Fall, you're trying to prolong the stream, is that it? Ah, well, I guess it's working. And a Wana, and a Tua, and a Threa. That's too close to the edge. The fact that we can't readjust in the deep snow is certainly a tough experience. It always works? Not always, but frequently, yes. It's a good statistics game. It's similar, I think, to... I've always thought it would be fun to claim to be like a very powerful psychic medium. And basically, like, if there some big sporting event, let's say like the Euros, call everyone in a particular country, or a decent chunk of people, and predict the next match for them. And do, with half of the people, predict one outcome, with the other half predict the other. And just keep doing that for every game. And stop calling the people that you told the false prediction to. And eventually, you'll whittle it down to like, probably not a whole lot of people, but there will be someone you got every prediction correct with. So now you've established to someone that you have psychic powers on the basis of just, statistically. Statistically, you've played the odds. I don't know, that's just, that is one of those little things I've turned over in my head as, that could be fun. Practical? No. Fun? Yes. And we're back. Colossal Dungeon. Okay. We are gonna call it here for today. I know it's a shorter stream, but we'll be back tomorrow. I don't know exactly what we're gonna be doing. I need to figure that out. I'm back! Oh god, lingo. Welcome back. Oh, you're back. Good to see ya. Secretly demigod of chaos? Is there only one? But yes, we made it back. It's raining outside. Oh, please send the rain this way, Diamond. I like the rain. I could use more. Because I need to go for a walk today because I need to sleep, and that is one of the best ways of doing it. But it is so warm and sunny, so I will trade you in a heartbeat, Diamond. But yes, thank you all for hanging out. It's been sort of chill talking day, but we had some fun. Disappeared. Tell Sigma you made Celeste progress. Oh, nice. Let's see who is live right now, or stream longer. That doesn't help me get to sleep. Bean and Nothingness. Sigma's doing that. So yeah, I'll stick around for a little bit. Chill there, but then I will go. I need to work on some applications as well. So yeah, thank y'all. This has been an absolute blast. It was fun to do a bit more Jump King. We'll I'm sure do some more shorter bursts of that in the coming days. But yeah, we've also got difficult game about climbing and a number of things. But yeah, thank y'all. It's been pleasant hanging out, and I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. We're gonna raid on out to Sigma. Raid Sigma 144. Bye. Oh wait, I said bye too early. Now there's the awkward 8 seconds of raiding. Have a good one, folks.